Yeshua's return. Yeshua's return. World War III. In the end times, nations will rise. Conflict and chaos, a prophet's demise. Trump's presidency, a sign of the times. Biblical prophecy, a warning to all minds. World War III, a battle to end all wars. Nations will clash and blood will flow like scars. But God's got a plan, a message of hope for those who seek peace, a way to cope. Some songs with similar themes include Eminem's World War III, featuring Alan Walker and 7 Stars. World War III, from their album The Undisputed Truth. Leaders rise and fall like pawns on a chessboard game. Trump's legacy, a prophecy. What's the aim? Iran and Israel, a conflict unfolds. Middle East burning, as biblical prophecies told. The Antichrist spirit in the shadows lurks, preparing nations for the final destructive works. But God's people standing, holding on to faith, a glimmer of hope in this chaotic path. As the world teeters on the edge of destruction's blade, rumblings of war and the revival's gentle shade. Jireh, the peacemaker, will bring a light, a European leader with a message so bright. Yeshua is coming with a plan so divine to end the chaos and bring peace to reign. The final battle's near, the end is drawing close. Nations are trembling as God's plan unfolds. The Antichrist's power will soon be revealed, but God's people standing, their faith unsealed. Glorious sight, Yeshua's return, glorious sight. The dead in Christ rise first into the light. The living saints transformed in a twinkling, together with Him in the air, forever shining eternal light. In Yeshua's presence will stand complete. No more shadows, only love's one beat. The book of life, a story told, those written in forever made gold. Ultimate win, the final chapter, the ultimate win. Yeshua's kingdom where love reigns within. No more parting, no more goodbyes. Eternity's dawn where love never dies. Love's answer in the end, it's all about Yeshua's love. A story told from above, from Genesis to Revelation's gate. Yeshua's the answer, the ultimate fate. Hearts reward, Yeshua's throne, a place prepared for all who believe. Their hearts reward share. No more mask, no more disguise. In His presence our true selves arise. Eternal route, the final amen, the last hallelujah shout. Yeshua's kingdom, our eternal route. No more good, no more evil sway. In Yeshua's presence will reign forever's day. In the end times, nations will rise. Conflict and chaos, a prophet's demise. Trump's presidency, a sign of the times. Biblical prophecy, a warning to all minds. World War III, a battle to end all wars. Nations will clash and blood will flow like scars. But God's got a plan, a message of hope for those who seek peace, a way to cope. Some songs with similar themes include Eminem's World War III, featuring Alan Walker and 7 Stars. World War III, from their album The Undisputed Truth. Leaders rise and fall like pawns on a chessboard game. Trump's legacy, a prophecy. What's the aim? Iran and Israel, a conflict unfolds. Middle East burning, as biblical prophecies told. The Antichrist spirit in the shadows lurks, preparing nations for the final destructive works. But God's people standing, holding on to faith, a glimmer of hope in this chaotic path. As the world teeters on the edge of destruction's blade, rumblings of war and revival's gentle shade. Jireh, the peacemaker, will bring a light, a European leader with a message so bright. Yeshua is coming with a plan so divine to end the chaos and bring peace to reign. In the midst of turmoil, his people will stand with hope in their hearts and a message in hand. The final battle's near, the end is drawing close. Nations are trembling as God's plan unfolds. The Antichrist power will soon be revealed, but God's people standing, their faith unsealed. The sound of trumpets, the final call. Those who are ready will stand tall. World War III ends with Yeshua's victorious cry. A new beginning dawns as the darkness says goodbye. In the end time, the nations will rise. Conflict and chaos, a prophet's demise. Trump's presidency, a sign of the times. Biblical prophecy, a warning to all minds. World War III, a battle to end all wars. Nations will clash and blood will flow like scars. But God's got a plan, a message of hope for those who seek peace. A way to cope. Some songs with similar themes include Eminem's World War III, featuring Alan Walker and 7 Stars. World War III, from their album The Undisputed Truth. Leaders rise and fall like pawns on a chessboard game. Trump's legacy, a prophecy. What's the aim? Iran and Israel, conflict unfolds. Middle East burning, as biblical prophecies told. The Antichrist spirit in the shadows lurks, preparing nations for the final destructive works. But God's people standing, holding on to faith, a glimmer of hope in this chaotic path. As the world teeters on the edge of destruction's blade, rumblings of war and a revival's gentle shade. Chiron the peacemaker will bring a light, a European leader with a message so bright. Yeah, Yeshua is coming with a plan so defined to end the chaos and bring peace to reign. In the midst of turmoil, his people will stand with hope in their hearts and a message in hand. The final battle's near, the end is drawing close. Nations are trembling as God's plan unfolds. The Antichrist power will soon be revealed, but God's people standing, their faith unsealed. The sound of trumpets, the final call. Those who are ready will stand tall. World War III ends with Yeshua's victorious cry. A new beginning dawns as the darkness says goodbye. And in the end time, nations will rise. Conflict and chaos, so prophets demise. Trump's presidency, a sign of the times. Biblical prophecy, a warning to all minds. World War III, a battle to end all wars. Nations will clash.
Build on topics, whether conscious or cosmic. It's never nonsense. Mega levels are microscopic. It's a Killer Priest project. AD control the rocket. Before we land the plane, many things we engage and explain. The unexplained, without mask. Welcome to the Killer Priest podcast. Killer Priest podcast. Salute, here we are. Yes. We're about to go back into the week. You know what I mean? So this is the last day of the weekend. We here, man. We got an exciting show, man. Welcome to the Killer Priest podcast. For the new people that's coming through, I am your host, Killer Priest. Running the rock is none other than A Dizzle.
What's good? Welcome back. It's going to be a good show.
Yo, we got a lovely show, a crazy, beautiful show for you today, man. Today, we have JJ, formerly known as JJ, 7000. His name is now Mandinka Molly. What's up, my brother? What's good with you, my man? How you doing?
Oh, man. Peace and blessings, man. I'm happy to be here, man. My name is JJ 7000, a.k.a. Mandinka Molly.
Yeah.
The most feared debater on this planet.
I was going to say that.
Sit your ass down. And I know you can't stand it. That's right. The Lions is in the building. Let me give a shout out to my wife, my queen. Yeah. Hey, Jenny Hayes.
Respect.
The Lions Den, Sister Karima. Right. Over there in the Lions Den, peeking around, man. I got my sidekick with me. One of my teachers. He teach me. I teach him. I'm talking about indigenous black man. So I'm going to let him introduce himself real quick. Then we're going to get to the meat and potatoes.
Okay.
Go ahead, indigenous.
Peace and love, family. Peace and love. What we try to do, well, I'll just speak for myself. What I try to do is to stay on the side of the truth, and bring the truth to the people. We have a lot of lies that are being spread out to the community, a lot of false prophets, a lot of people bearing false witness. And, so we're here just to go over the subject and to show how, these guys like to bloviate and self-grandize and make the source say what they wanted to say. Even the same with the scriptures. It's the same problem that we have in this community. So yeah, we're about to get into some truth. We're all about the truth, regardless of who's lying. We're gonna come at you if you lie. That's what it's all about. We got to start setting a better example for our people in the community and be that shining light, and try to put them on the right path. Because, like the scripture says, there's going to be many false prophets in the last days, and that's what we're dealing with right now. Yeah. So, yeah. Thank you, love, and appreciate everybody listening. Thank you, love, and appreciate, Killah Priest and
AD.
Other hosts. I didn't get your name, brother.
AD.
Yeah.
Okay.
AD,
right.
AD, like the alphabet.
Nice to meet you. I appreciate the opportunity, and let's get into it.
Yeah, so like I said, I've been dealing with the pseudo killers for the last, 10 years. I'm always battling them guys. And then it came up with something new. Ladies and gentlemen, and we here to, shut it down. They talking about the ancients. I'm talking about the Kemetics, the Babylonians, the Chinese, Mesoamerica, the Aztec, the Incas, and the Mayans. None of these people had any type of science in the ancient world.
Right.
So we're here to dispel that rumor, that lie, because you're discrediting these people and you're giving it all to the Europeans. Now, I'm not no racist type of guy. I love everybody, but you cannot take away the history of these people and accredit it to one certain group of people. They want to talk about methodological naturalism. That's the only way that we can deal with science. That is not true. So what I like to do is maybe go ahead and share my screen and get into my opening. Hopefully Ankh will be here.
Yeah, I wanted to make that announcement that Uncle said he's going to be showing up. You know what I mean? Showing up and showing out. All right. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. You see, hey, Killah Priest, what he doing? He did this the very first time him and I met up in the ring. Really? What he's doing right now, he's scouting in the bushes. He's scouting in the bushes so he can kind of get a feel for what I'm gonna bring out. Then he gonna come on. I let him do that, but whatever. There's nothing that you can do to stop this truth right here. So let me share my screen and get into my opening.
Well, let me say this real quick, JJ.
Go ahead, Bob. Share. Go ahead, fam.
Yeah. What they do, fellas, is they will take the truth, and when they can't defeat, what they say, when you can't beat it, you join it. So they take the truth and join it to their BS. Right. So, I made them say, I'm the one who got these guys, regurgitate my information. Talk about science can't speak in absolutes. I said that 2 years ago, and now they regurgitate it every day. Science can't speak in absolutes. I said science can't speak in absolutes because a new find like naphtha playa could change everything tomorrow.
That's right.
Huh? Right. And I know y'all understand. Y'all smart brothers. Y'all understand
the
what I'm
audience.
saying. And then here comes Cedric. Cedric took it over there to Ankh and them. They start regurgitating it. Yeah.
I think
even my name, Indigenous. Wasn't none of these cats
Indigenous
3 years ago. They was blacker than black and all that. They was calling me pseudo. Yeah. But now today, every other word that comes out their mouth is Indigenous.
All right.
This has been going on for years with me. That's why they won't even step in the ring with me. They won't even approach me because they know I'm more embarrassing.
That's right. Indigenous. You got to listen. The host was trying to talk. Killah,
yeah. Could you please explain or let the audience know and us, who are you? You know what I'm saying?
Like I say, you talking about Indigenous or me?
Indigenous, and we're gonna get to you too, Mandinka.
Yeah, go ahead, Indigenous.
Just get everybody familiar because you saying that people are lying on you and jumping on you. We need the story.
All right, go ahead, Indigenous.
Yeah, I've been in the community about 8 years, family, I've been present. You know, I've only had, you know, because and you see that I'm on the phone. You know, I have problems with technology. I don't have a cell phone because you know, I mean, for one thing, they give cancer, and another thing, they're tracking devices. You know, and like I said, you know, this is just something that I've been doing for years. I started off with Garfield and them over there. I beat them up on the Dogon tribe. I beat them up on, you know, the term Kush, because the term Kush, it was given by a Egyptian ruler with the Kush with the K. So Solstice one. But yeah, I beat them up on quite a few things, and they kicked me off. And I went over with Unbiased, Ron, Unbiased Sports, and I did a couple presentations over there, and then I ran into Apostle, and me and Apostle, I did a couple presentations on Apostle show. And then from Apostle, I went over here with JJ 7000, Mandinka Miley. And, you know, I've been here, you know, ever since, but that's the 8 years that I've been around presenting and beating these guys' lives up so bad that I got them regurgitate my information. You know, like I said, the cognitive dissonance, indigenous, you know, talking about Mendel, all of that came from me. And he'll take that and add it to his lie. And I just, you know, just a couple years ago, I put this stuff out. And then, you know, these guys, when I was putting it out, they were calling me pseudo. Right. You can ask Sinetta and all of them. You know, they'll tell you.
Okay.
I've done presentations on Sinetta's too.
Right.
You know. So, and he said, "Oh, y'all stealing his information. I know y'all. All right. I know where the information is coming from when I'm hearing it. Yeah, he lets them know too. So, you know, I've just been a guy on.
Okay,
I started off with the chat, right? Then I got to go on the channel and talk, and then I started lighting them up, and they kicked me off, you know. And then, you know, I would move on to the next platform. But this is where we at today, and I've been around for, like I said, about 8-9 years now. So,
all right. Now, for those who don't know me, like I said, my name is JJ 7000. That's one of my epithets. But I used to be a Hebrew Israelite for 11 years, and I kind of, you know, fell back from that because I don't want to be labeled in a box, you know. So I'm a free thinker and a truth seeker now. So now you can't just say, "Oh, well, you're a Hebrew Israelite." Because a lot of people who hear that you're Hebrew Israelite, they don't take them serious because of these camps. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I started a debate league. You know, I've been around for about 10, 11 years. Lions Den Debate League. We build groups. My partner, me, and Sister Karima. We got a bunch of groups on Facebook. They got 20,000, 18, 20,000, in about 5 or 6 of the groups. But my main thing is, like I said, I actually started off going on Garfield's panel, and they would always try to, you know, kick me out, put me in the back. And then I went on Ankh panel, Sarnetta, crossed the line. I'm like a road warrior. You know, I'm not scared to come on your panel and debate you. But yeah, I didn't debate it Polite. I didn't debate it Tazariak, Black Jesus, Judah Nash.
Damn.
I mean, the list is pretty strenuous.
Jabari.
Beat Jabari up to Hootie.
Debated,
I mean, debated to Hootie. And, you know, some of the heavy hitters that's in the community that a lot of y'all look up to.
Right. The last time, yeah. Well, I know we on a. I know we got a last time he was here, Tahuti was here at the same time. So if AD don't remember, and y'all exchange a little bit of friendly fire, a little bit of snake hissing, you know what I'm saying? But it was cool, you know what I'm saying? I like that. Well, today, you want to get into indigenous, ancient people, the ancient cultures making science, starting science, and you're saying your claim is that Ankh West, very intelligent, is saying that he's giving it to someone else. That's what you're saying.
He's giving it to the modern Europeans, you know, Air Apostle and all these, you know, Europeans. Basically, he's disregarding the Mayans. He's disregarding the Babylonians, the Kemetic.
Mayans went like that. Mayans.
I mean, he's just wiping them out. He's saying that they don't understand basically how to test things.
Right.
So let me just get into my open.
All right, get into it.
Real quick, do you need to have this up and sharing on screen, the small text?
Well, I got to read it. So that's the only way I can read it. I can blow it up.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Blow it up, but
I wasn't sure if you needed to have it shared to the world.
Yeah. They just I had to read it because I couldn't put together a PowerPoint today because my
okay.
The PowerPoint is messing up. But yeah. I had to read this.
Okay.
Y'all can just
let me get the audience ready. Let me get the audience ready. Get ready, y'all. Yeah. Let me get y'all ready. Let's get our seatbelts. You know what I'm saying? Let's get our mind ready and right. Get your pads and your pens out. And let's take down some information which the brother's about to take us to. And let's see where we go. All right? All right, there we go.
So like I say, Killah Priest and AD, once again, like I say, these guys been around the community for a while, and they come from a different point of view. They come from a Eurocentric, scientific racism type of point of view. When they're talking about we come from monkeys, and they're putting down Ivan Van Sertima and Nuku Rashidi, all of the black scholars. This is the type of environment that the pseudo killers put out to the community. Now, this is not no personal attack. This is just business.
Yeah. So, keep it respectable though. You know what I'm saying? All right. Because I ain't
gonna hurt their feelings. I'm gonna deal with the information.
Yeah. Go ahead. All right.
So like I said, from the Egyptians to the Mayans. Oh, let me tell you this. So his point is that there's no such thing as the ancients dealing with science because they don't deal with methodological naturalism. So I'm gonna touch on that.
Right.
And they didn't need methodological naturalism to build pyramids, to deal with gunpowder, to deal with papyrus, to create paper, irrigation, and things of that nature. So, as a matter of fact, the modern scientists are falling back on the ancient scientists to understand and build off their information, mathematics, chemistry, geology, all of that. So I'm gonna bring all that out. I was hoping they use practical observation, so they didn't need methodological what do they call it? Methodological observations, or whatever they call it. So from the naturalism. Thank you, Indigenous. So from the Egyptians to the Mayans, ancient cultures had a grasp on astronomy, mathematics, engineering, medicine, metallurgy that would put modern society to shame. So let's take a journey through the ages and explore scientific achievements of some of the most influential ancient cultures. See, this is what they want to take that away. We're not going to let them do it. You see what I'm saying? So the ancient Egyptians, for example, built pyramids that aligned with the stars and understood that concept of pi thousands of years before it was discovered by other cultures. Their knowledge of mathematics and astronomy allowed them to create sophisticated irrigation systems to track celestial events with eerie accuracy. See what I'm saying? But they want to take this away from them. We're not going to let them do it, man. They use practical, like I said, observation to develop their understanding of the natural world without relying on Cedric and Ankh, methodological naturalism. You see what I'm saying? So one of the most impressive examples of Egyptian engineering is the Great Pyramid of Giza, which aligned almost perfectly with 4 cardinal directions. The pyramid base is a near perfect square, and its sides are aligned with the stars. That's the Orion constellation. The Egyptians developed a sophisticated system of mathematics, which allows them to calculate the area of triangles and circles with remarkable accuracy. See what I'm saying? So they want to take that away from them. That is science. The Babylonians, too, made significant contributions to astronomy, tracking planetary movements. What's wrong with you, Monk? Movements and predicting eclipse with remarkable precision. You see, they developed the I can't even pronounce this one, y'all. Sexagesimal base 60 number system, which we use today for measuring time, for time and angles. Their understanding of mathematics and astronomy was rooted in practical observation. I don't know why you want to throw practical observation out the door and just want to deal with methodological naturalism. That's something new. They didn't need that, Cedric and Ankh, allowing them to make accurate predictions about celestial events. Okay, So the Mayans, here go some more people. The Mayans, the Aztecs, the Incas were masters of astronomy, tracking planetary movements and predicting eclipse with stunning precision. They used practical observation to develop sophisticated calendars and understanding the movements of celestial bodies. Their knowledge, see, remember, science is knowledge. Their knowledge of mathematics and engineering allowed them to build cities and intricate road networks. See what I'm saying? Let's keep going. The Mayans, for example, developed a sophisticated calendar that they tracked the solar year with remarkable accuracy. They also built complex structures such as the Temple of the Sun. Yeah, hey, that's amazing. That's an amazing building, amazing pyramid type of thing, which is aligned with movements of the sun. The Aztec. Go ahead and
tell them how I told them they track and how they made their calendars, JJ.
Go ahead, tell them.
Sirius A. Sirius A.
Sirius A.
You hear me? You hear me, fellas? Sirius A. Now we're talking about the Dogon now. Sirius B.
Okay.
That's where they said they came from.
Right.
Now, this is ancient science, because if they knew about that dwarf star Sirius B that you can't even see with your natural eye, and they didn't really find out about till 1976 that the Dogon was telling the truth about that star Sirius B that they said that he'd come from. And the Dogon also knew about the 4 moons on Jupiter and the rings on Saturn, and knew how to track the stars and all that, and use that in their, everyday life.
Right. So
astronomy, that's astronomy, and like JJ said, flying the pyramids and all that. The Egyptians used Sirius A to create their calendar, just like the Mayas and all them, because it's the brightest star in the sky. But nobody really knew about that Sirius B, where the Dogon said that they come from, until 1976. That's science. How did the Dogon have this hundreds, if not thousands, of years before modern science,
right,
which we call Western science? Let's call it Western science. Right. They can call it Western. We can call it African. Right. All right. We can take a name for ours too. Western versus African. Let's just call it that.
Well, here's the thing, man. The word science is a translation from the Latin to scientifica, and scientifica is a translation from the Arabic, and they have a special word for that.
Bring that back.
Yeah. So they see Ankh and them want to say that these guys created science, started science, created the word science, but it was a translation. It was translated from the Arabic to the Latin to what we speak English. I'm gonna be showing you that. Okay. So they didn't even come up with the word. They didn't even come up with the scientific method. This came from the Arabics as well. You see what I'm saying? So when you give all the credit to the Europeans, you're doing a discredit to the ancients. So like I said, the ancient Indians made significant contribution to medicine, and this you can jump in at any time, to medicine, mathematics, metallurgy. They developed advanced surgical techniques. See what I'm saying? You have to have a lot of knowledge and understanding of knowledge to advance surgical techniques and to understand the concept of zero, which revolutionized mathematics. Their understanding of the natural world was rooted in practical observation. Ankh and Cedric, why do y'all keep saying that we have to have methodological naturalism? That's something new. These people didn't need that. They're allowing them to. Go ahead.
They said that chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
They said what else? Chemistry.
Biology.
Chemistry, using mathematics, and engineering.
It's not science. See, we both said at the same time.
It's just technology.
It's just technology.
They said, fellas. Okay. It's just technology.
So, but this is high level technology.
But in order to have technology, you need science to be able to create that said technology, right or wrong?
Yeah. So, like I say, let's keep going.
You're gonna prove that. You're gonna prove that, right?
Yeah. We're gonna prove it. So you said they gotta prove it, or we gotta prove it?
Both.
Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna do that today. So, Uncle, I know you got about 30 more minutes to get up in here, man. But you ain't gonna be able to, once I show you the type of science that they use, you're not gonna be able to even deal with me or indigenous. Watch. So they developed advanced surgical techniques to understand the concept of, excuse me. Oh, lost my spot. I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on, wait a minute. I gotta blow it up. All right, hold up. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Of zero. I read y'all that. Okay, let's keep going. So the ancient Indians, they did, like I said, mathematics and metallurgy. These are ancient things that modern science is dealing with today. They're referring back to them. You see, the ancient Chinese, meanwhile, invented gunpowder, paper, and the compass. These are all game changers of their own right. Their understanding of astronomy and mathematics allowed them to create sophisticated counters to predict celestial events. They use practical observation once again. All of these people are using practical observation, but their main argument over the pseudo killers, you have to have methodological naturalism. They didn't need that.
What's that?
The Chinese, like I said, the Olmecs made some significant contributions to astronomy, mathematics, all these ancient cultures. I'm giving you what they all understood: celestial bodies, mathematics, science. Biology, physics, chemistry. They all used this. They had a method. They had a methodological process. The methodology of observation. They had the experimentation and testing. They had that. They said that's the definition of science. These people had that. Like I said, your people didn't even come up with the word science. It's translated from the Latin or from the golden age of the Islamic scientific type of demonstration that they put out. Let's go. Let's keep going. I got a lot. These cultures and many more demonstrate the science is not a modern phenomenon, Ankh, but rather a timeless pursuit that's been driving human innovation for thousands of years. They use practical observation to develop their understanding of the natural world without relying on methodological nationalism. Killah Priest. That is one of the main arguments. You have to have methodological naturalism to even deal with science. That's in my centered voice. Their achievements in astronomy, mathematics, engineering, medicine, that's a science. Metallurgy are a testament to the power of the human curiosity and ingenuity. Let's keep going. So some of the sciences that we're going to be talking about is astronomy, mathematics, engineering, building complexes, structures, develop technologies like irrigation systems, medicine, understanding the human anatomy. They understood this. Pseudo killers, Juju, all of y'all. We welcome you to come on here today. We really do. These ancient cultures show us that science is not just abstract theories and concepts, but about practical observation. That's very important to Killah Priest. When we say practical observation, their main ology is
break that down.
Natural. So the practical observation is basically they're studying, they're doing. This is their scientific methodology. On they can retest it. They can, like I say, they can experiment with it.
Right.
All this is part of science, but they say that these people didn't do none of that. So let's keep going, because I got a lot.
Okay.
Let's keep going. Is there any questions in between? Go ahead. We just like it's an open panel for us because Ankh didn't show up.
Yeah.
You hear me?
No, I saw it. I think some of the he said that some of the pseudo killers would come over. So let me say that name right. And he said he will be here in an hour or so. Maybe an hour or so. All right, so
okay, so let's
very interesting the stuff that you bringing out. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so let's deal with this.
Let me say something real quick, JJ.
Go ahead, Frank. Go ahead.
Look, I want y'all to know this. This is very important. All right, now we know that that the Egyptians they revered the constellation, the Orion constellation, right? And is it a coincidence that Orion's belt lines right up with Sirius? Right, but what we're talking about is for thousands of years, Sirius has played, an outsized role in the imagination of Greeks, Persians, Hindus, Romans, Polynesians, countless others. It is the most visible, or it is visible highly, and the Dogon, Sirius B knowledge still leaves science baffled, right? So when we're talking about Sirius A, this is when JJ's talking about these calendars and how they're aligning and and following the stars and all. They use Sirius A, one of the
brightest
brightest stars
stars
in the night sky,
right,
as that guide. Like I said, the Egyptian calendar was created off of the movements of Sirius A, which you could see basically all the time in the night sky. Okay. And it's right beside Orion. I mean, diagonally across from the Orion's belt. It's a part of the Canis constellation, and that's why it's called the Dog Star. But we're not gonna get too far off track. But we just gotta remember that when we're talking about calendars and things of that nature, we got to bring in Sirius.
He's saying something to you,
and also that brings up the Dogon. Go ahead, Jay.
No, Killer Priest was saying something. Go ahead.
No, I was just just keep it on track, because when Ankh comes, you can answer those questions or ask those questions right there. But just keep us on where we're going, because you're dropping some science up here.
Right. So the evolution of scientific methodology, a comparative analysis of ancient traditions, the development of scientific methodology has been a gradual process spanning thousands of years and numerous cultures. Ankh, what's wrong with you? Ancient civilizations such as Egypt, Mesopotamia, India, and China make significant contributions to the evolution of scientific thought. See, our opponents wants to take that away from them and give it all to the Europeans.
And what
fair.
Yeah, real quick, I'm gonna ask you a question. In what way?
By saying that these people didn't understand the science, they didn't have a scientific methodology to do any of this work. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Was are they saying that they had laboratories? They didn't have laboratories back then, or study it some type of way?
Hey, just tell him what he's saying. Tell him what he's saying.
He's saying that there was they weren't using science at this time. This was just technology. Now, the way I explain it to him is, in order to make a bow and arrow, that takes science. What type of shellac to put on the wood? How many pieces of wood do you add to your, to your bow? What type of hard, like bone do you use as the handle? The tensile strength that it takes to propel an arrow, which that's where that the dynamics, aerodynamics, how that arrow is going to fly. That arrow that you created, you put that chipped piece on like an arrowhead, and you propel this arrow. You have to know the tensile strength it takes just to propel that wooden shaft with that bone or rock on it as the arrowhead, and for it to be able to hunt. So from the beginning of the process what it is that you're about to create, and the end result. Okay, that's what they're saying. That's the scientific method. You know what you start to create is what you end up with at the end of your creating, right? So a bow and arrow, that's science within itself. To create fire is science. To boil water is science. But these guys are saying they didn't have no science.
Right.
Now, I said Egyptian blue, right? Egyptian blue was the first synthetic paint on this earth. They still can't duplicate it. Now, they said metallurgy is not science.
Right.
If you look at King Tut's burial tomb, that thing that he was buried in with all that Egyptian blue on it and all that metal work, and if you look inside of the tomb with all the cups and all of the jewelry and all the things that these people had taken to the afterlife with them, where they're forging metal, that is science.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You're taking the metal, melting it down 5,000 degrees, and then making these leaves or making a cup out of it, or making a sword or whatever it is. All of that takes science.
All right.
But see, these guys deny it, and I said the only thing that I can give you is that term science was not around then.
You can't even. Listen. You can't even give them that. You can't give them that, because I just showed you that the word science wasn't even created by them. Like I said, it's from the English.
Right, but I'm saying that term was not around back in the ancient Egyptian times.
Okay.
Those people come way after the ancient Egyptians too. But I'm gonna give you some.
Right.
I'm gonna give you some modern science here in a second, and show you some things where even before.
What did they call
recently where they were taught?
Indigenous. You gotta listen. You gotta listen to the host. He's trying to ask a question. But
I didn't know
the question. I need to get a lot of my information.
Yeah. Why don't you keep coming? I didn't know Indigenous was going to come mysteriously. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was going to show up. You know what I'm saying? But I hear your voice, brother. You know what I'm saying? Just let you know we hear you.
So
go ahead. Continue.
So the thing is, here's what killed them. All these ancient cultures use material science. Look it up, ladies and gentlemen. This is a science. But let's keep it going because I got a lot. I want to get through some of these before you get up.
All right. Yeah.
So, where was he at? Yeah. So, and then this is just like do the little brothers a little bit shorter so we can breeze through some of this. All right. One of the dominant features of ancient scientific thought was the reliance of philosophical frameworks to understand the natural world. Philosophers such as Aristotle and Plato employed technological explanations to describe to describe natural phenomena. Teleology, the study of purpose or goal, was used to explain the behavior of living organisms and the movement of celestial bodies. But then when we go to us, in contrast, ancient Indian science employed more of an empirical approach to understand the natural world. The Indian medical tradition, as exemplified in the works of Chakra and Sushruta, emphasize the importance of observation. See, they use observation. These guys, I want to say that these guys didn't do this. They didn't do this to develop. They use observation and experimentation. They experience to develop medical knowledge. This empirical approach was also evident in the Indian tradition of astronomy, where scholars such as Aryabhata and Brahmagupta, I can't pronounce it, developed sophisticated models of planetary motion. Then we go to the ancient Chinese science. On the other hand, was characterized by a unique blend of philosophical and empirical approaches. The concept of QI, energy or vital force, was central to the Chinese scientific thought, influencing their understanding. You see that? Of the human, the natural world, and the human body. See? Uh-oh, yeah. Wait a minute. Oh, man, hold up. Hold up. Something came on my screen. Can y'all see that? Oh, there we go. All right. Yeah. All right. So let's keep going. I'm trying to breeze through this because I want to get to my important part. So despite limitation, the lack of systematic empirical methodology, ancient scientists often relied on intuition, speculation, and philosophical reasons to develop theories. Yeah. Okay. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. This is a touch screen. Okay. So let me just get to the conclusion because in conclusion, ancient scientific tradition employed a range of methodologies, which they say that they didn't have, often blending, like I said, philosophical and empirical approaches, where these methodologies had limitations. We're not saying that, but they laid a foundation for subsequent scientific developments and continue to influence scientific thought today. So they influence what we have in modern science today. And here go my references right here: Cambridge History of Science, the Cambridge History of Science, Cambridge University. These guys don't ever bring any sources; they just bring their pork chop eating lip. You see what I'm saying? Here go the guys right here: J.Z. Buchwald, 2017, the Oxford Handbook of History and Science. This is what they're saying. You see what I'm saying? But let's keep going, man, because I want to get to the point. The real.
Well, they're still using ancient sciences till this day.
That's a fact.
If they're using ancient science today, does that make it modern?
So what I'm gonna be going over, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna be going over mathematics, physics, biology, chemistry, geology, medicine, material science. Let me get to that first. Because this is gonna bust your head to the white meat. This is what kills these guys right here, ladies and gentlemen. Material science. This is a science. This is an ancient science. How do you get around this, Ankh? Juju, Cedric, you can't get around material science. Watch this, y'all. Material science is the study of properties and applications of various materials, including metals, polymers, ceramics, and composites. Ancient civilizations such as Egypt, Mesopotamia, India, and China made significant contributions to development of material science. You said they didn't have any science. Ain't that what he told us, the indigenous? They didn't have science. They didn't understand observation and experimentation and testing. Well, what we got right here is busting your head. Now watch this. They develop and understand. Hold on, let me keep cooking, bro. Let me keep cooking for a minute. They do because I want to get through this paragraph, and then you can join in real quick, okay? They develop an understanding of the properties and application of various materials and made major advances in the production and processing of materials. Now, let's keep going. The ancient materials used a range of techniques, including experimentation, observation, and classification to develop material concepts and solve problems. But they want to act like we were just too primitive. Our people were too primitive. This is where you're messing up and you're giving it to all one culture? What's wrong with you? They developed theories of matter, including the concept of the four elements, earth, air, fire, and water, and understood the importance of material properties. You got to be scientific to deal with it. This is material science. You would never hear them talking about it because they don't know nothing about it. If they know about it, they're not going to tell you. You hear me, Killah Priest?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm listening. Yeah, material science.
Yeah, this is material science. You will never hear them talking about it or even trying to tear down material science because either they don't know or they're hiding it from you to keep their agenda going. Let's keep going, ladies and gentlemen.
Watch this, JJ.
Go ahead.
Two words. I mean, one word. One word, Killah Priest. AD. One word.
What's that?
Imhotep. Imhotep.
All right.
They say Imhotep. The modern scientists say Imhotep was a scientist. So what are you talking about, yo?
Right. Let's keep going.
Dead in the water.
Yep. And understand the importance of material properties. You have to be intelligent and have no knowledge to understand the importance of material properties in determining their behavior. Let's keep going. So the scientific method, now I'm going to show you the method, y'all. Because remember, they said they didn't have one. Oh, you got to have methodological naturalism. You got to have methodological naturalism in my Cedric voice. Look, the scientific method used by ancient material scientists involve observing natural phenomena, developing a hypothesis. This kills you. This kills you. Because they said they didn't have hypotheses and theories and testing them. Look, they said they weren't testing things. Through what? Experimentation and observation. It's over. He ain't even gonna come up here, y'all. They developed material instrument. He ain't showing up. He ain't showing up, AD. I guarantee it. This kills his whole deal right here. They develop material instruments such as, what they develop, y'all? Huh? What they develop, Monk? Let me show you. The crucible, the furnace, and mold, which were used to process and shape materials. You're in some trouble. Look at this, y'all. The ancient material scientists also developed a range of material technologies, including metallurgy, like we said earlier, ceramics, and textiles. They use material knowledge to create a range of products, including tools, weapons, and decorative items. Does this sound like some primitive people? And only these people, they came, what year was that? In the 1800s, where they just figured everything out? Did this sound like some primitive people doing all this?
Well, you know, remember, I always start the racism off with the papal bulls. They regurgitate that too now.
Yes, okay, go ahead.
I got them regurgitating that too. They talking about the papal bulls now, you know, and the Spanish Inquisition and that stuff. And we're gonna get into that here in a second. But yeah.
All right,
you're right, JJ. Go ahead.
Yeah, let's keep going. Let's keep cooking them. I'm telling you, Killah Priest, AD, and the audience out there in the podcast, they're not going to show up. But this is modern. Now, modern material science was built upon what? Ancient knowledge of the material science that the ancients put out. You in some trouble, bro. Using advanced techniques and technology to develop new material concepts and solve complex problems. The ancients understood material properties. See, look at that, y'all. They are in some trouble. That's why he showed up late. He probably already got sick or something. You know what I'm saying? Call in because you ain't showing up. After we just showed you modern, material science that they use. There's nothing else need to be said. You see what I'm saying? And applications have been used to develop modern material science. They have went back to the ancients to develop modern material science, including, watch this, y'all, nanomaterials, biomaterials, and advanced composites. You in some damn trouble. Look at it. The ancient material scientists. We got ancient material scientists in Kemet and all these other lands. You see that you ain't know nothing about. You know what I'm saying? Look, contributions to material science have been profound impact on modern science. Oh, excuse me. Did y'all hear that? Look. Contributions to material science have been a profound impact on modern science and technology. You want me to give you a few examples? Here it goes. The ancient Egyptians understanding of copper metallurgy has been used to develop modern, you see that, Ankh? Modern, let me get over it, copper alloys and technologies. The ancient Indians understood of steel production that has been used to develop modern steel technologies and applications. All these old modern material sciences are now being used by, ancient material science are now being used by the people that we today. And like I said, as Kyle said, as years to come, there's going to be different type of sciences that replace what you call modern science. AI is coming into the fold.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So I mean, I don't know what these guys doing. To me, science. What's his name? Stu Pease told me today. Science is science.
Right.
Just right away how you go about it.
I got to be honest though. I do see the word technology. It says still technology.
Yeah, but you got to have science. See?
Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this, Killah Priest. What I just said at the beginning. Look. Let me go back. So we let me highlight. But look. Yeah. Material science is what they have.
Yeah.
See,
I never heard that term before.
Look at that. Material science is a science. You see that?
Look at the Sphinx, man.
Look, material science. That is a science. You see?
Right.
It's a study of properties and application. I'll read it again.
Right.
I'll read it again just so we can be on point, Killah Priest. Material science is a study of properties and applications of various materials, including metals, ceramics, polymers, and composites. This is a science. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This was old stuff. Yeah, let's keep moving though. Let me try to, you want to say something? Right, this is over with, man.
No, it says
this Ankh ain't showing up.
I never heard of material science.
Yeah, right there. Yeah. So where was that? Okay. All right, let's keep it going. I'm glad I reiterated. Now, okay, so we're gonna show you the methodology that they use in terms of methodology. Ancient material scientists. Y'all see the key word? This is a key word for you, y'all. This bus Ankh head and Cedric and Juju. Yeah, I love y'all, but y'all gotta do better than what you're doing, man. An ancient material scientist. This is out of love, man. We don't want you running around here and embarrassing yourself, giving out misinformation. You see what I'm saying? So, like I said, ancient material scientists use a combination of observation, experimentation, and classification that y'all said that they didn't do. So just bust your head to develop material concepts and solve problems. They developed sophisticated material instruments such as, let me go over here. Look at this. The furnace. The ancient Chinese used the use of the furnace and crucible, which were used to process and shape materials. You see what I'm saying? See 7,000 got his sources right there too, y'all. I'll just come up here, run them a lip. Now, see, the ancient knowledge of material science have been used to advance. Look at this, y'all. This just bust they got dang on here. Look at this. Look at this, Killah Priest. I don't know why they come over here messing with these good people at the Lions Den. What they doing that for, fact checker? And look at this.
Imhotep is rolling in his grave, and if Kunta Kinte would come back, he would kick them in their butts.
Right, with his 1 foot. There you go.
On the H's like that.
Right, with his 1 foot. Now look at this, y'all.
With his chopped off foot.
That's what I'm talking about. He only got 1 foot. Now look at it. The ancient knowledge of material
that was a lie.
Science has been used to advance modern science in many ways. Ankh, I don't know where you better go ahead somewhere and sit down, man, fooling with JJ. I told you. Now look at this. This is what they're using now. From going back to what? The ancient material science. This is over with. Don't you ever get in front of the camera and get in front of us and make them bold assumptions, make them bold claims, and disrespecting the ancestors. That's what you're doing. Look at this. Look what they're using it now for. Nanomaterials. The ancient understanding of material properties and applications have been used to develop what? Modern nanomaterials and nanotechnologies. You see that, Killah Priest? Yeah, easy this is.
Like the nanoparticles
right.
in your jabs.
Look at this. Look. Biomaterials, right? The ancients understand
weaponized. They're weaponizing them too, y'all.
Yeah.
Those nanoparticles.
Right. let me keep cooking. These biomaterials. Look, this is 9 o'clock. It's 7:30. It's 9:30 over in the East Coast where you at, huh? I know you ain't coming on. I told you. Look, he ain't even gonna come over and do no show now because he can't beat this. You see what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? Anytime they get in your face and they making these bold assumptions, just come back to this video. Well, indigenous and 7,000, the Lions Den bringing out the facts. Because at the Lions Den Academy of Education and Information, we bring it out. Look at this. Biomaterials, the ancient understanding of material properties and applications have been used to develop modern biomaterials and medical devices. I told you. Look at this. Energy storage. You see this, Killer Priest? I got the sources right there at the bottom, man.
Yeah.
Look, the ancient understanding of material properties. Yeah. We don't come up here naked. We come with the guns. That's right. See what I'm saying? So the ancient understanding of material properties and applications have been used to develop modern energy storage technologies, such as batteries and super capacitors. Man, you know some trouble, man. Look, they go to references, y'all. You see what I'm saying? Look at it. The Ancient World by Peter M. Stern. See what I'm saying? You see, 7,000 going to take you to the high sophisticated colleges. See, I'm taking you to the junior colleges. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking you to Cambridge and Oxford. You hear me? This Cambridge History of Science, edited by David C. Lindbergh. You see, you don't know nothing about him, huh? See what I'm saying? Look, the Oxford Handbook of History of Science. This is edited by Jed Z. Buchwald. You see what I'm saying? Let's go to the next paragraph. See? The ancient Indians in particular makes a significant contribution to the development of what? I said ancient, right? But the development of what? Material science. See, I told y'all I had a rabbit in the hat for you. You didn't believe me. You're there running your lip, kicking me up, your program. All I did was bring out information, but you could not handle the truth. See? Look at this, y'all. This is material science. You don't never hear nobody talk about material science. Them guys over there. See? They developed a concept of 5 elements. Panchakabu. Killer Priest, you think you can pronounce that word for me? I know I can't.
Oh yeah, man.
Get it, Killer Priest. You said about 8 syllable rap word. I know you can. I'm gonna try it. Hold up. Panchakabu. I ain't gonna try it.
It's like an India, like a Hindu word or something.
Okay, there you go. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Priest. See, this includes.
You're still good, man. Don't worry about it. Yeah,
man. They be talking about.
It's about the feeling of it,
man. Hey, if I mess it up the first time, I ain't trying 2 or 3, 4, 5 times. Like,
no. Just we'll get it. It eventually reveal itself to us later on. Somebody
else say it together. Pratama Kabuka. See that?
Go ahead. Give AD. You got a shot. AD's got a.
Go ahead, AD.
Pancham Habukata. It's the Habu. It's the B and the H. The B and the H. Why are they so close?
Panchama Habuta. Panchama Habuta.
The B and the H is too close. You gotta separate them. There we go. Yeah.
That's why he said you don't want to mess with us like that.
That's right.
Habukata.
I'm gonna say it one more time. Everybody, put your lips together. Panchama Kabuka. That's right. AD got it right. We got it right. Thank you.
Yeah, we good enough. Yeah, exactly.
Man. They sent me up the 2 words.
They be making up words.
That's all right. Yeah. One of us got real information, the other one's pseudo. You be Google. Let's keep it going. This included Earth.
We gotta stay respectable for Ankh though.
Ankh know how I joke.
Yeah. I can't wait to when he hears me better.
Okay. He already late. Yeah, hour and a half late, Killer Priest. You think he's actually showing up? I just put the smack down on him with the material science. It's over. He will never get in front of us talking about this again.
All right, go ahead, man.
That's why he wanted to go first, because now he got to respond to this, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody call him. Somebody put an APB out on the milk carton or something because he missed
material.
Okay. It is. See at the top, the material science.
I never heard that before. That term. Kind of like I never heard that.
We don't play around. Yeah, we got deep scholars over there at the Lions Den. All right, now let's keep going. So the Pachama Kabuka, which included earth, water, fire, air, and ether, and understood. Look at this. They understood the importance of these elements in determining the properties of materials. They also developed a sophisticated understanding of metallurgy, including production of steel and other alloys. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
See? Now, let's keep going.
What about them spearheads they say they found in America? They was from Africa with all them different metals.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All them different metals in them. They say they found them, giving proof that they had came to America. But that's, getting a little off topic. But that takes science too.
Yeah.
That's metallurgy that they saying, they denying that that's a science. when we know that it's a science.
That's
Okay,
right.
y'all. And like I said, look at King Tut's burial tomb with all that gold and the Egyptian blue and his face in gold and all that on that coffin or whatever you call it, sarcophagus. I'm telling you, that is science, y'all.
Let's keep going. Hey, Unc went to sleep, man. He know better. That's why he wanted to go first, because Unc, we always got our foot on Unc neck. And when me and Indigenous do, when we challenge the information, they will never respond. They'll go pick with somebody else. See, so that's what they do. Yeah. No, let's keep going, man. I know. Let's keep going. I want to get into all the other.
Can we throw the link to Cedric? After you finish, after you finish, go ahead.
Yeah, let me finish. Then he can come up here and try to debunk any of this. But I don't want to hear nothing about methodological naturalism is the key to science. That's how I said to talk, y'all. Now look at this. The ancient Egyptians.
He's the Fallout fanboy.
Yeah, we gotta be nice.
His master teacher don't want to smoke. So
right.
Fallout fanboy definitely don't want no smoke.
Well, he's sent him out here to do his dirty work. You see what I'm saying? Right. So we gotta be nice. Because we don't now when we go back to matter of fact, y'all subscribe to JJ7000 TV on YouTube. We're trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers. Also the Lions Den. You got to find the Lions Den, you go to JJ7000 and Lions Den. That's the fastest way to find the Lions Den. Sister Karima holding the 1s and 2s down over there. And look at it. The ancient Egyptians, on the other hand, developed sophisticated understanding of ceramics, including the production of pottery and glass. They also developed a range of material technologies, including the use of pigments and dyes, like Indigenous said, dyes, and color textiles and other materials. Let's continue. I almost kind of speed through a little bit so we can get Cedric up here to embarrass himself. Look, the ancient Chinese also made significant contributions to the development of material science. Cedric, when you get up here, you're going to have to tell me, is material science a science or not? That's what you have to do. See? They developed
one more time with that.
They developed the concept of it. Yeah. What'd you say, Killah Priest?
No, I said one more time. They have to prove what? Yeah. They're gonna have to prove what?
He's gonna have to look. See, he's gonna have to debunk that material science isn't a science. See, I'm like I told you, I'm gonna go through all the sciences. I'm gonna speed through it a little bit. They developed the concept of the yin yang principle. See, this is a Wu-Tang Clan stuff right here, man. You know what I'm saying, Killah Priest? That's right. Yeah, which describe the interactions between opposing forces of the natural world. You see that yin and yang? That fall right in with you and your crew.
Yeah.
See, they also developed a sophisticated understanding of magnetism. You see, including the use of the lodestones and magnetic compasses. Well, yeah, I don't know what they did. Let's go to the Mesopotamians, because they would have discredited all of them and give them to, I don't know who Einstein and some of these old cats. Who they giving the credit to? Some of these guys. Go ahead.
They're giving it to the natural scientists who brought the natural scientists to us. The Greeks started it, talking about natural science. You know what I mean? But I'm sure the Egyptians may have talked about it a little bit. But the Greeks, they're going behind the Greeks.
Yeah.
Plato, Platonism was what Blumenbach,
Plato?
got school. That's we were teaching Platonism and Systema Natura. Right. This comes from Carl Linnaeus, the man who started classifying us like animals.
Yeah.
Said that in our classification, in the black classification, he said that we were lazy, cunning, and shiftless.
Yeah. Let's stick to the science.
Hold up, wait a minute.
This is scientific racism.
You're talking about natural. The term natural comes in with that. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay.
Systema Natura, the systems of nature. I've already broke down and gave them the synonyms of natural. We showed them that, JJ, so we can show them that here if we got time. But go ahead, like you said. That's where it starts right there with that Systema Natura, and then it goes down to Blumenbach, who created the races. He split humanity up into 5 groups, called them races, created the term Caucasian, created craniometry, and he said, and was putting us at the bottom of the list, saying that we were lower than. And then here comes Malthus with the population control agenda. Here comes Darwin with the lesser species will be eliminated eventually
See?
in the next couple generations.
Right.
And then here comes Galton right in behind him with eugenics and Margaret Sanger. So like I said, this is all that natural. That's where if you look up the term natural, when they talk about natural science and all that, hit it and type it in, and it'll take you straight back to evolution.
Let's
that's
keep going.
That's natural. That's where it's going to lead you.
Let's keep it going, because look, we might have to do a part 2 and 3. Probably can't get all the information out today, but I guarantee you they do not have any rebuttal for what we're bringing out right now. They don't. They're gonna get on here and try to pump up these guys that don't even look like it. Said you probably got one of them, you know how the George Washington white wigs on right now. You hear me? So look at this. The ancient Mesopotamians, on the other hand, developed a sophisticated understanding of textiles, including production of wool, linen. Y'all get the picture. So these people knew how to do this stuff. So in conclusion, look at this. The ancient material science, this is material science. You guys don't know nothing about this. Like Jabari said, I know you ain't heard about it, but you're going to hear about it today. The material scientists made significant contributions to the development of material science, including the concept of material properties and applications. Cedric, what the hell wrong with you? Their work laid the foundation. Look at this. Their work laid the foundation for what? For modern material science. She said, you probably never heard of this, man. 7,000 teaching today. See? So I can see, hey, this episode of Killah Priest is brought to you by common sense. I can explain it to you, but I can't understand it for you. Let's keep it going, man. Look at it. Now here goes some bullet points I'll be hitting you on side the head with, man. See, these people deal with engineering, pharmacology, zoology, botany, geography, metallurgy, and optics, chemistry, all of that, sir. Why you coming over here messing with us like that, sir? You need to go somewhere.
They didn't call them that. They were just using those, what you would call those, what we would call that today in English. Okay.
All right, hold on.
That's the only difference.
Right. Hold on. Let me deal with the scientific method real quick, and then I'm gonna get into, like I said, look y'all. Look at all this I got right here. Look, I got optics, I got metallurgy, I got geography. All of them there's the methodology behind it. They use a scientific method. Look at this. Look, botany, zoology. All our people did all this. Pharmaceutical, engineering, material science, medicine, geology, chemistry. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? Astronomy. So okay, so let's do. We can deal with a couple more, and then maybe we can ask Cedric up here if you don't mind. I like to hear what he got to say.
I got a couple to read. Just a couple.
Okay, go ahead. Then we can open up the panel, man.
Right. Okay.
You know, I don't want to be greedy. Go ahead.
Are you good?
Like I brought up the Moors to y'all, right? I brought the Moors for a reason. I was kind of off topic. I was mixing debates. I'm getting older, but let's get into this. All right. The Spanish occupation by the Moors began in 711 AD when the African army under the leader Tariq Ibn Ziyad crossed the Strait of Gibraltar from North Africa and invaded the Iberian Peninsula, Andalus, Spain under the Visigoths, right? Now, let's get into it. The Moors who ruled Spain, they say around 800 years. I would say a little bit less because it tells you in the beginning, the first one I read was 711. So 711 plus 800 is 1500. I would say around 1400. But I could be wrong. But anyway, let's go with this. The Moors who ruled Spain for 800 years introduced new scientific techniques to Europe, such as the astrolabe, a device for measuring the position of the stars and planets, scientific progress in astronomy, chemistry, physics, mathematics, geography, and philosophy furnished in Moorish Spain. Now, let's say at the height of the at its height, Cordova, the heart of Moorish territory in Spain, was the most modern city in Europe. The streets were paved with raised sidewalks for pedestrians.
That's right.
During the night, tens of millions of streets were illuminated by lamps.
That's right.
This was hundreds of years before there was a paved street in Paris or street lamps in London. Cordova had 900 public baths. we're told that the poor more would go without bread rather than soap. All right. Now, the great mosque of Cardona, La Mezquita, is still one of the architectural wonders of the world, in spite of the Latin Spanish disfigurement. You know, they blow their noses off the people on the streets like that, where they blow it up. You know, this mosque, this great mosque. You know, one of the archaeological wonders of the world, and they blown it up. Its low scarlet and gold roof supported 1,000 columns of marble, jasper, and porphyry was lit. Porphyry, I'm sorry. I'm struggling too, Jay. Was lit by thousands of brass. All right, now let's get to it. Education was universal in Moorish Spain, available to all. While in Christian Europe, 99% of the population was illiterate. Even the king
couldn't say that.
Either read or write. You know what I'm saying?
We got brother Ankh
rolling in the mud, living on the
like this.
saying that life is the pearl of God, scared of fire and water. Anyway, let me read that again.
How you scared of water?
Universal in Moorish Spain, available to all. While in Christian Europe, 99% of the population were illiterate. And even kings, they say this about the Africans, y'all. They say, oh, they were just goat herders. They were illiterate. No, kings were illiterate. Right. And even kings could neither read nor write. This is modern times. This is in the 700
Ankh heroes.
Yo. At that time, Europe had only 2 universities. The Moor had 17 great universities. They were located in Almeria, Cordova, Granada, Zuul, Malaga, Seville, and Toledo.
You hear that, Killah Priest?
In the 10th and 11th centuries, public libraries in Europe were non-existent, while Moorish could boast of more than 770.
Couldn't spell the name.
The one in Cordova housed 600,000 manuscripts.
Woo! Let's keep going.
The last thing that I wanted to say to you, the last thing that I wanted to say to you is that their oldest universities, the oldest universities were come in 859 AD. That's the University of Qarawiyyin, founded in 1859 in Morocco, right in that place where they jumped across the ocean and took over Spain. Hey, look, this is after they did it, because they took over in 711 AD. They talking about the first college was 859, and then Timbuktu was 989 AD. So what are you talking about? There ain't no scientists, all this stuff, man. Y'all guys, and there ain't no knowledge. They teaching them the knowledge.
Okay, right. My brother.
Hold up, he's saying something, Daniel. He's saying something. He's saying something. Right.
Quit following in behind your oppressor.
Go ahead and Killah Priest.
That's it. Okay. All right. So yeah, man. Now we got the God Killer in the building. Call him up.
Read one more thing before he come in here. I want to read him one more thing that he can.
Man, you reading half to death. We heard you.
Uh-oh. You can't keep me off of here.
Calm up, man.
It's about to go down.
2 hours.
Bro, let me. It don't matter. You should have been here an hour and a half ago. That's not my fault.
I didn't want to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, hold on. Let me just read you this. Because this is what we want you to deal with. Material science. Look
Okay,
at this.
we'll deal with that later.
So I'm gonna read it to you.
I don't have to. I know
don't
what
come
you
in
mean
and
by the
disrupt.
word.
This is what they do.
I'm saying.
No, you got now. Let him go. He's just getting in
Let
here.
him go. Let him go.
Yeah. God Killer. We want to hear from God Killer.
Hey, keep that up there right
all
there.
right, let him go.
Keep that slide right there.
Let him go.
Did you see that earth?
Nah. The point here, your
Water slide up there.
We said earth,
rebuttal time.
fire,
Look,
and
we
water.
want to hear your slide. Let me stop.
I don't want to do that. I'm looking at your thing.
Go ahead.
Okay,
You
Mandinka.
said earth, air,
That's what y'all do.
fire, and water.
Mandinka.
I'm talking.
Let's hear God Killer right now.
That would be the Greeks.
I'm gonna read my mic.
The Greeks had earth, air, fire, and water as the fundamental, the 4 elements, which is ridiculous. We know we have a complete element chart. So that clearly shows that they did not have science. They may have an aspect of it, but they don't have science. So this is what I want to do. Let me clear this up real quick. I've been wanting to do this for a minute here. Let me just start right here. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm just basically, this was started the whole nonsense. We got a bunch of people who all of a sudden now talking science. I've been talking science for the last 20 years. If I was to ask JJ 7000, watch this. Hey, JJ 7000, direct question to you. Did Charles Darwin produce a scientific theory of evolution? It's a question.
Yeah, no, see, I'm gonna say he came up with his own theory, and guess what? That theory is flawed. He didn't know nothing about abiogenesis. He didn't know nothing about a lot of things, sir. So I don't even know why you run around pushing this guy.
Thank you, brother. All right, thanks for the answer to the question. You can move out now. So then why in the hell do he want to talk about science? Because all scientists, most scientists, 99% of the scientists agree that Charles Darwin produced a scientific theory of evolution by way of natural selection. So he's not really caring about science. He just want to go against me. Now, all of a sudden, the community is talking about science, but they don't really mean science. They think the white man created science. Let me show you this global timeline. Watch this. From indigenous knowledge to modern science. So the foundation of what would later on mature in Europe is in Africa, is in Asia. I've never said anything differently. If you listen to the songs the Killah Priest produced, he talks about the ancient wisdom of the ancients. To hell with science. They had ancient wisdom for, watch this. How long have humans had ancient wisdom? Let's go. The evolution of scientific thought, and we're going to deal with the word scientific thought. This is also important. Watch this, a journey from ancient wisdom to modern understanding. I'm showing you the foundations. This is what they can't do. Very clear and concise. Indigenous knowledge. 350,000 BCE to 3000 BC. How long is that? That's close to 350,000 years that Homo sapiens sapien rocked on planet Earth without science. Obviously, they did not need it. What they needed was technology. Technology goes back before Homo sapiens sapien, at least 2.5 million. Old Road Gorge, Ethiopia. Homo erectus had made tools. Let's deal with the acronym. Science, technology, engineering, art, and math. The ancient people had team. They had technology, engineering, art, and math. They did not have science yet. Science sits on technology, engineering, and math. It's not there yet. Why is it not there yet? Because ancient people don't need to know the why. All they need to know is how to track the sun, when the sun gonna shine, where to find the water. They don't need to know the elements in the water. They don't need to know the why. We need to get the heck out the sun sometimes. They don't need to know why. They just need to be able to get out there. And they need to develop tools that would help them negotiate their environment. So early practical knowledge, astronomical observation, and agricultural calendars across diverse cultures. That's from 350,000 years to 3000 BCE. And everybody that's been watching this channel, y'all know we'll start cracking at 3000 BCE. We talking about ancient Nile Valley culture. We talking about Western Asian culture like Sumer, Mesopotamia. Now, proto-scientific traditions. Now we start to move into things that start to be pre-scientific traditions. Proto-science is not science, but it's a precursor to it. Nature knows no color. Nature does not allow you to take steps forward until you understand the part that you're trying to understand. Nature does not owe you explanations. Not at all. Now watch this. The emergence of structured diagnosis, astronomical prediction, and rational explanations in early civilization. But where did these early civilizations get it from? They get it from here. They get it from the early hunter-gatherer tribes. So the very foundation of Nile Valley and Sumer in Western Asia is a 350,000 years tradition. Oh, wait a minute. Homo sapiens sapiens, it took them 350,000 years to get out of Africa. Do you know if the ancient indigenous people, hunter-gatherers, had science, they'd have took their ass to the moon? They didn't need to go to the moon. What they needed was to be able to deal with the wild flora and fauna. When I say flora, I'm saying plants and animals. Fauna, animals. They needed to be able to deal with that. Why? You need to hunt. After you hunt, you need to find a safe way to kill them. You don't want to be killed while hunting. And once you get the meat, you want to butcher it. It's okay to try to tear the meat off the bone. Why not develop a tool? But you don't need to know why the tool is working. You just need to know it's working. We keep applying the 2026 understanding as African Americans, Black Americans, whatever the hell you think you calling yourself. We keep looking back into the future and think they need what we need. For the record, ancient people, human beings don't need shoes, but shoes is the technology that we now use. For you to think that ancient people needed shoes, you don't understand the subject that I'm talking about. So now we're in the Nile Valley, proto-scientific traditions. People say they don't want that. Bet. Let's move forward. Classical scientific expansion. It's still no science yet. 500 to 1500 CE. We talking about the golden age of Islam. Translated, preserved, and advanced knowledge in optics, algebra, and medicine. But what the hell did they translate? They translated the ancient Greek papyri, ancient Persian, Assyrian, and Egyptian papyri. They were sitting on that ancient what? Knowledge, that proto-knowledge that was deep and heavy. Most of y'all listen to this broadcast, matter of fact, all of us, could not reproduce what the Nile Valley Africans produced. You could not watch the stars like you did in Sumer. You would die if your life depended on it. So stop devaluing what they did. What they did was they was the masters of their ecology. This is another mistake. Never take 2026 modern science and place it in a 3000 BCE environment and say, see, look here. It's a category fallacy. That absolutely makes no sense. You should not do that. Measure it up with the civilizations of that time. And when you measure it up of the civilizations of that time, you'll find that the Nile Valley was like 1,000 years ahead of the people around them. Who was around them? There was a lot of hunter-gatherers around them. Most people didn't even live near the Nile. They lived in the bush. Hunter-gatherers, semi-nomadic tribes. Now, semi-nomadic tribes created the thing that we call Noptoplaya in southern Egypt. So we're not discounting semi-nomadic tribes. What we're going to do is we're going to look at Noptoplaya, which was a semi-nomadic tribe, and we're going to judge them amongst the rest of the semi-nomadic tribes. We're not going to judge them against the fully functional civilization called ancient Egypt or ancient Nubia. We wouldn't do that now, would we? Because I just told you that's a category fallacy. This is what this man is doing. He's applying modern ideas and concepts that's sitting on the very foundation of ancient people and trying to judge it. Oh, you taking away from them. Oh, how the hell am I taking away from them? I'm not judging what they had with what we got, because what we got is clearly foundational. Because as I said, what? At the beginning of the slide, it said science is a cumulative. What does that mean? That over time, as you learn more and more about nature, as you start to reduce and remove your gods out of the equation, you will see nature for what it is. So let's move forward. Scientific revolution. Systematic empirical investigation, experimentation, and mathematical laws define a new era in discovery. But they still moving towards science. And then we get here. Modern science. Watch this. Institutionalization of science development of new fields, global collaboration and peer review. But wait a minute. Nile Valley civilization didn't know about America, so they couldn't have had global collaboration and nothing. The Greeks didn't know about the Americans, so they couldn't have a global nothing. The Romans didn't, the Assyrians didn't, the Persians didn't, none of them did, the Chinese didn't, they didn't. Who knew about the globe? Wait a minute. In Egypt, they discovered that the earth was actually round. But they didn't know that it was somebody on the other side. They actually thought if it was, they'd be walking upside down with it. I could bring the source for that. I'll come back another time. But luckily, as they was trying to get to Asia, they bumped into Barbados. It was luck. But you know what that did? That event made them do what these people couldn't do right here. Although there's an Islamic golden age, they still had close ties to the natural philosophers in Greece. I'm going to say this again. They still had ties to the ancient Greece natural philosophers. That still was the very foundation of what they was doing. But when they bumped into the Americas and they seen that brand new plants and animals, then they knew that those ancient Greek philosophers didn't know that they did not know. And they realized at that point, and luckily, because that's luck to bump into the Americas, they realized at that point that they need to completely break away from the Greek authority. And this is what moves Europe forward. So we get out of that, and now we explain something that's very serious. Can you see my screen right here? The misuse of the term science. Can you see it?
Yeah.
See, we cooking with hot grease now. They don't understand this because they ain't been doing it for years. Let's talk about the misuse of the term science in ancient context. I keep saying, stop looking back that way and bringing what you got to them, because that's what you're doing. This document explains why modern authors often apply the term science to ancient knowledge systems and why historians of science consider this problematic. It is, because you'll get somebody like J.J. 7000, an indigenous black man, they'll mess it all up and think they're cooking, but they actually not. It's a semantic drift. Look it up. The meaning of science has changed over time. In antiquity, it meant general knowledge. Today, it refers to experimental, mathematical, and theory-driven inquiry. Now, let's stop for a minute. If all y'all trying to say for the last 2 weeks that human beings had knowledge, because that's what the word science means in the general sense, knowledge. If all you trying to say that human beings have knowledge, then why we even have the conversation? Then the conversation is over with, because everybody would agree that everybody had knowledge. It's obvious because we are the progenitors of those that had knowledge. Because they didn't have knowledge, they would not have reached the age of reproduction. The reason they reached the age of reproduction because they had enough knowledge of food source and protectability for the offspring, to the point where the offspring would make it to the age of reproduction. You need tools first. Then there's technology, which is tools, engineering of those tools, and then mathematics. Somewhere mathematics and engineering kind of popped up in the fossil record and the archaeological record at the same time. Somewhere, I wouldn't even fight that. But it was tools, it was team technology, engineering, art, and math that actually helped ancient civilizations progress. Now watch this. Move forward. Because this is the issue. Presentism, applying modern categories to ancient context, leads to misunderstanding. This man did a whole presentation. Joel, I'm gonna call him Joel and Joel. A whole daggone presentation, right? Why they do it? Because they was misunderstanding. Now watch this. Applying modern categories to ancient context leads to misunderstanding. Ancient knowledge systems operated within a religious and philosophical framework. Now, how do we know this? because you will routinely hear everybody that ever run across knowledge. The second or first thing they say out their mouth is, man, the ancients never separated their knowledge or their science from their spirituality. They say it all the time. They say it so much. Right about now, y'all saying, damn, he kind of got him, because that's exactly what I'm thinking. So to actually separate your gods from your knowledge is a new thing. But why would it be a new thing? It's a new thing because Homo sapiens sapiens brain evolved in the Stone Age. And it evolved to believe. Why did it evolve to believe? Because those that believed lived longer than those that did not. Well, let me explain it to you. If you're walking down the savannah or in the Green Sahara and the bush rattle and you don't jump and you stop and ask the question, well, why is the bush rattling? It may not be anything. But as you walk down the trail again, the bush rattle and you don't jump, you ask the question, well, I wonder what that is. And a lion jump out and eat you. So now those particular genes don't get reproduced. So it's advantageous to these early populations to be very jumpy. You're at the mercy of nature. Run, get out the way. Right now, it happens to all of us. If you was upstairs in your house and something and the lights are out and the family's tucked in and something crashed through the door, you're gonna get your gun. And the men gonna run down, see what's going on. You're gonna automatically think that somebody's breaking in to harm you. But when you get downstairs, you're gonna realize that, Dad, man, the tree fell through the damn door. Why did you believe it was a predator? It was your believing brain from the Stone Age. Human beings, watch this, will always make the mistake in calling a shadow a human, but will never make the mistake in calling a human a shadow. Because your genes developed in the Stone Age to believe. And those genes got transferred more often than those who did not believe. Religion co-opted this belief into what we later on would call religions. But let's keep going on. Continuity narratives labeling ancient systems as proto-science creates a misleading linear progression towards modern science. There's no real linear progressions. All cultures have participated in knowledge and wisdom. Science is actually a human endeavor. When I say it's a human endeavor, meaning it's not cultural. Meaning Egypt, let's just say, for instance, which may confuse you, let's say Chinese science or Egyptian science, that still would not be science because there's a cultural idea to it. And if you would take Egyptian science to the Chinese were like, I'm not doing that. I'm not worshiping your God to do that. See, it would not occur. See, gravity is gravity, whether you're in Egypt in modern times right now, or whether you're in Mesoamerica, or whether you're in Georgia, or whether you're in Australia. Gravity is gravity. And all scientists in those areas agree. It's not based off of culture. Now watch this, cultural motivations. The term science is sometimes used to elevate civilizations, but this can obscure important distinctions. Scholarly perspective, calling past knowledge science risks imposing modern categories on fundamentally different practices. Right, they had different ancient wisdom, cultural knowledge systems. The gods, comparative knowledge systems. Egypt, Mesopotamia, Greece, and the Islamic world. Knowledge type, practice, practical, religious. Mesopotamia, observational. Greece, philosophical. Islamic world, experimental elements, key features. Egypt, medicine, engineering, rituals. Mesopotamia, astronomy, records, omens. Greece, logic, natural philosophy, optics, math, and medicine. Modern science, watch this. Egypt, no. Mesopotamia, no. Greece, no. Islamic world, they was transitioning there. Remember I said, but they still had that foundation in Greece and the philosophers. Let us continue. Starting to clear up some of this nonsense. Timeline of knowledge developed, ancient knowledge, classical philosophy, medieval scholarship, scientific revolution, 1700s. These are your sources right here. Take a screenshot of it, do your due diligence. So we move to an important part of the question. And I'm finished half of this. The Needleham question, the Islamic Golden Age and scientific thought, and does scientifically equal science in ancient culture? Because that's what he said. You hear the word scientific, you think it's science, you know, like scientific thought. I heard him say it. Scientifical, does that equal science in the ancient culture? Well, let's see. The comparative handout. Y'all can get a copy of this too, right? This is something I do when I'm teaching, when I'm talking to college students. This is the kind of work I do. Here's the core claim. Needleham style question is not whether ancient or Islamic civilization had knowledge, inquiry, or technical sophistication. It asks why strong pre-modern traditions of astronomy, mathematics, medicine, optics, and natural inquiry did not produce the specific early modern scientific revolution. And we got sources here. Let's go. It says, Needleman question, why no early modern scientific revolution first? Islamic Golden Age. Real science, but not modern science first. Scientific thought. Systematic reasoning is not identical to mature science. I say again, when you hear the word scientific thought, systematic reasoning is not identical to mature science. Scientifically can mean methodological, not necessarily science, as in institutions. When we talk about science, we talk about peer-reviewed institutions, and goodness gracious, your God can be nowhere around it. You cannot take your God and your culture into the lab. The Needleman question. Here's the Needleman question. It's not really about whether the civilization had intelligence, knowledge, or technical advancements, because they did. So anybody saying they didn't, they're lying and they're capping. Stop the cap. It asks why civilizations with major traditions of mathematics, astronomy, medicine, and natural inquiry did not produce the specific early modern transformation historians usually call modern science, or the scientific revolution. The Stanford Encyclopedia notes that even the original Chinese case, right? The issue is complicated by the need to define what counts as science and how it relates to technology. See, Needham, he actually studied in China. And what y'all don't understand is China had a high level of advancement in civilization during the quote unquote scientific revolution. When science matured in the West, they still had a much higher advanced quote unquote civilization. I know y'all are familiar with the compass, right? They had invented the compass, a magnetic compass in China. They had invented paper. They had invented the daggone printing press before Europe did. Let's get back to the magnetic compass. Culturally, guess what the magnetic compass was used in China for? It was used culturally as a system of divination. I'll say again, they took the compass that they had invented and used it for cultural knowledge of divination. And what did the Europeans use the compass for? They use it to navigate planet Earth. I'll say again, they use the same cultural compass that was invented in China. China used it for their sacred wisdom of deviation. Europe used it for navigating the globe. Now watch this. You can't take the China deviation system of the compass and take it nowhere else but China because it fits their religious ideology. Now that compass, the way Europe used it, you can take the compass to navigate the globe. If you was in America, you can take the compass to navigate the globe. If you was not in Australia, you could take the compass to navigate the world. If you was in Africa, Eastern Europe, anywhere on planet Earth, you can take that damn compass and navigate the globe. Now, do you see the difference? I bet you do. Let's go. The Islamic Golden Age. Because they always run to the Islamic Golden Age when they're in trouble. They all do it. Applied to the Islamic Golden Age, a careful formulation is not why they had no science. That would be historically wrong. The Cambridge explicitly treats the sciences in Islamic society from 750 to 1800 as a real historical field. The Stanford Encyclopedia describes Arabic and Islamic natural philosophy, see, connected to the Greeks, and natural science as a major traditions carried out through Kalam and Falasa, right? These are the Islamic philosophers, Kalam and Falasa. Now, so the Strong Needleham style question is this: why did Islamic civilization produce important sciences yet not produce modern science? First in the early modern European sense. It's a that is different claim from saying there was no science at all. It's a in this frame, figures such as Ibn al-Ham matter precisely because they show that serious scientific, there's that word again, remember how I define it now, scientific work existed, but Canada describes them as making major contributions to optics and to the use of scientific experiments. Issue, bad framing. Saying Islamic civilization had no science, careful wording, right? Better framing. Islamic civilization had important sciences, but did not produce modern science first. There you go. Now, let's deal with the word scientific thought. This is where scientific thought becomes an important category. A culture can display systematic observation, rational analysis, calculations, classifications, and problem solving without thereby possessing modern science. As a mature institution, see, we breaking it all the way down. It says Cambridge History of Science emphasizing the diversity of goals. See, each civilization has different goals. We don't got to give them our goals. Context and accomplishment in ancient traditions across Mesopotamia, Egypt, Greece, China, and India, which is a reminder that these cultures should not simply be treated as earlier versions of modern science. See? It's a scientific thought, therefore, refers to rational and methodological engagement with the natural world. I must say this again. Scientific thought, therefore, refers to rational, methodological engagement with the natural world. They surely did. It can include careful observation, analytic reasoning, practical medicine, measurements, prediction, engineering, and repeatable techniques. But this is not automatically the same as science. In the later institutional sense of explicit theory testing, specialized disciplines, and durable scientific communities. So did they actually have scientific communities? No, they didn't. The Egyptian had quote unquote, I would say tribal traditions. They had temple traditions, scribal traditions. Now, does scientifically equal science in an ancient culture? No. Cambridge defines scientifically in two ways. First, in a way that relates to science or uses methods of science. A second, more loosely, in a careful way of using the system or method. Cambridge also defines science as a systematic study of the natural physical world, especially through observations, measurements, experiments, and theory. So the word scientifically can describe a methodological way of doing something without providing the existence of science as a full discipline institution. See, we bring in clarity to the conversation. When you read documents and you see the word scientifically, they lose their damn minds. You know why? Because they don't really understand. Because science is actually counterintuitive. Certain ways scientists use words is different from the way we use words. If I were to say to you theory, you would think I mean a person is saying that, hey, that girl right there, boy, she fat to death. But why you think she fat to death? Because her father fed her grits when she was young. See, that's a theory. But a scientific theory is the organizing of scientific facts through empirical testing over and over and over again. See the difference? It's that the distinction matters a lot in debates about ancient cultures. It's say if a source says an ancient people scientifically observed the stars, that may mean they observed them carefully, systematically, and repeatedly. It does not automatically prove that they had science in the same sense as modern astronomy. Likewise, saying a culture acted scientifically in medicine, engineering, and calendric practices may point to, let me see, disciplined reasoning and repeatable methods, but it does not by itself establish the existence of modern style scientific communities with specialized disciplines, explicit theory testing, and stable institutional production. Phrase, let's go. The phrase is they acted scientifically, right? What it may mean, they acted carefully, systematically, or methodologically. What it does not prove by itself that they had modern science as a mature institution. Phrase, they had scientific thought. What it may mean, they used disciplined reasoning about nature. What it does not prove by itself that they had modern disciplinary science. Bottom line, y'all, the best conclusion is this: the Islamic Golden Age had sciences and strong scientific thought, but the Needham style question asks why those traditions did not become modern science first. And in ancient cultures debate, scientifically does not automatically equal science. It may only mean systematic, methodological. That is the precise and historical, careful formulation, right? And then we got our sources, all right?
Okay. Got more.
Yeah, we get them out the way to material. I heard him say something material science. Did we not hear that?
Yeah, I heard material. Yeah.
We're gonna end it right here.
Yeah.
This one, you know, they scamming and don't know what they're doing. They don't see, you can't just catch up to me on no Google. Because I've been doing this for 20 years. You ain't gonna Google me down.
Okay.
See, they trying to Google me down. You can't Google me down. You can't bridge the education gap in 2 weeks. But I'm glad the whole community is talking about science, though.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Now all of a sudden they want to talk about science. But they don't want to separate their religion, their tradition from it, though. They want to call it Black root science, ancient science. They want to do all that. Egyptian science, but they don't really want to talk about science. But everybody claiming science now. You know why? Because their word science is powerful. That's why. But watch this. Did ancient civilization have material science? Here's a historical, careful answer with sources. The thesis: ancient civilization had advanced material knowledge. Of course they did. And material technology. Of course, ceramics, glass making, metallurgy, alloying, heat controlled and hydraulic Semites. It say, but they did not have material science as modern autonomous discipline. Why this answers both yes and no. Let's break it down. Yes, they mastered real material processes. We're not taking that from them. No, modern material science studies, right, the relation amongst composition, structure, processing, okay, properties, and performance using formal scientific disciplines and institutions. What historians and reference work support. Britannica defines material science as the study of the properties of solid materials and how those properties depend on composition and structure. It also states that the field grew out of solid state physics, metallurgy, and chemistry. The ancient people did not have none of that. You know, they had alchemy first. I just want to remind everybody, because I know y'all know that word. It says that definition points to a modern scientific discipline rather than a craft practice alone. By contrast, archaeological historical sources show that ancient societies developed highly effective control over materials. Cambridge Archaeological Science describes ceramics as ambiguous on Neolithic and later sites. It goes on to say that notes regular glass production in Egypt and Near Eastern by the 16th century BCE and treats material as a major area of archaeological analysis. Britannica, Technology of History, likewise describes early smelting in ancient Middle East by about 5,000 BCE and the use of hydraulic treatments in ancient Greece, cements in ancient Greece and Rome, including Rome mortars, right, and concretes more than 2,000 years ago. The bottom line, the strongest wording is ancient civilizations had advanced material knowledge and technology, not material science in the full modern autonomous sense. Ancient material knowledge, craft, engineering, control over clay, ores, glass, batches, furnaces, binders. Modern material, formal study of how compositions of structure determine properties and performance. Ancient material knowledge technology. Empirical know-how transmitted through workshops, artisans, builders, and metallurgists. Modern material science. Research organized through disciplines, laboratories, universities, and engineering science. Ancient material knowledge technology. Major achievements in ceramics, bronze, ironworking, glass making, Roman hydraulic cement, modern material science, integrate with physics, chemistry, and metallurgy, oriented towards explanation, prediction, and design. This distinction does not downgrade ancient achievements, y'all. They're gonna lie and say I do. I don't be doing that. I'm just giving you what it is. We have to be able to compete with the rest of the world. All of us, no matter what your color or creed is. It clarifies categories. An artisan can repeatedly produce excellent metal, glass, and ceramic goods without operating inside a later scientific field. Organized around formal explanations, theory, and material design. See, they're going to lie to you and tell you that you can't design technology. They're going to tell you that you can't build the pyramids without science, but you actually can. You just got to have a high level of math, engineering, and tools. Man. So the phrase material science is usually best reserved for the modern discipline, while phrasing such as material knowledge, material technology, and empirical material practices fits antiquity better. What ancient civilizations clearly achieved? 5,000 BCE, copper smelting in ancient Middle East. 16th century BCE, regular glass production in Egypt and Near East, Neolithic onward, ceramic, common later sites, Greek and Roman era, hydraulic, cements, and Roman concrete. Ceramics. Ceramics were widespread in the Neolithic and later archaeology because raw materials were common and processing could be organized effectively. That is strong evidence for durable technical knowledge about clay selection, shaping, firing, use. I'm closing it out. Glass, metal, concrete. I don't got to read all that. Why many historians would avoid the phrase ancient material science. The reason is not that ancient achievements were weak, y'all. The reason is that the phrase material science names a later scientific field with its own exploratory goals and disciplinary structure. Calling every ancient success in metal, ceramics, and glass material science can blur the distinction between technical mastery and a later scientific discipline. A careful formulation is therefore, ancient civilization had advanced material knowledge and material technology, but not material science in the full modern sense. And here's your reference in your sources. In my screen share right there, yo. Somebody got to tell them stop playing with me, yo.
Man,
Somebody got to speak up and tell them, yo, leave me the hell alone, man. I'm minding my business, yo. I'm a science advocate. I'm chilling, yo. They set up to get beat down. That's what's really going on. Yo, I do this. This is what I'm doing, right? Boy, I'm an atheist, right? Which actually ran me into science. You know what I'm saying? Like it was all about Africa, right? And I listened to John Henry Clark.
Let me applaud you first, brother. I don't want to cut you off. But let me applaud both of y'all brothers, man. We can applaud just for the knowledge that y'all dropping right now. And just want to give you that much. That you can continue on taking this on your journey real quick.
I'm just saying, so you should ask yourself, why'd you go with the atheist thing? Is that not a Greek thing or a white boy thing? Because that's what they say in this community as they throw tomatoes at me, right? And I say, well, I listened to John Henry Clark and Chancellor Williams. They both said, before you study African history, study European history. Okay? They said that. Chancellor Williams says study European history because all the artifacts are stolen in European museums in Europe. Facts. John Henry Clark says study European history, right? Because once you study European history, it's going to run you to the global history of Africa. Check. Check. So when I studied the Greek philosophers, I realized something. That they was literally murdered for questioning the gods. One by one, Socrates, Aristotle, and Plato were either murdered or enslaved or thrown out of Greece for doing what? For saying, Zeus didn't actually make the volcano explode. It was something natural. Zeus didn't actually create lightning. He had nothing to do with that. That's a natural thing. So they was literally enslaved because they went against the state-sponsored religion. The first atheists actually wasn't those who didn't believe in God. It was those who was questioning the authority of the gods or the authority of the state. These, they called them Greek philosophers and Thales of Malay. He opened the first school of inquiry in Ionia, trying to give natural explanations. So those naturalists, those natural philosophers was trying to give explanations beside the gods. Now, if you can show me where they did that in the Nile Valley, consistently, not just one Edwin Smith papyrus, but consistently, then you might have a case. But we all know this old saying, man, we ain't separate our science from our gods. You're right. That's why I wasn't science. I'm going to sit back right here and watch a mumble jumble. Indigenous black man is a raving pseudo at all measures at all times. So I don't know why he got him on the phone like he could really help. He can't help you. He can't Google catch up to me. It's not going to happen.
All right. Mandinka.
Yeah.
I applaud you too, brother.
Hey,
I
ladies
know
and
you've been
gentlemen.
shadow boxing back there in the wall.
Hey,
All right,
look,
go ahead.
if you notice, he agreed that there's material science. If y'all pay, listen to the art form. You got a few flunkies in there that's listening to you. I'm gonna let indigenous get you. Because you didn't address nothing we said. You just rambled. So you already got beat up. I don't need to say nothing else. Get them indigenous. Go ahead.
Yeah, you know, if I ask you a question, I just want a yes or no answer. I don't need a dissertation.
I don't do yes or no answers.
Which you said we're going to play it. We're going to do a part 2, and we're going to play it. Where you were saying that metallurgy is not science. You were saying that engineering is not science. You were saying that mathematics is not science. You bring up STEM like that.
What's the question?
Really holds weight. Well, let me tell you something.
What's the question?
Science,
Hey, my brother,
technology,
indigenous.
engineering, and mathematics. And let's add another one on to it with it. It took astronomy also. But I'm the one who made y'all say philosophy and astrology is not even considered a science.
Be quiet.
The only thing you're doing is
I thought he was
bringing
asking me a question, bro.
Yeah, I thought he was asking.
Hey, this guy.
Mandinka.
Hold up. Using the term knowledge. That's all science is. Science, knowledge is the definition of science. You're trying to make a differentiation when it's the same. Huh? But anyway, let's get to it. You bring up naphtalizer, okay? You wasn't bringing up naphtalizer 2 years ago until I started bringing it up.
Facts.
And when I said science cannot speak in absolutes, because a new
Hey,
line like
Priest, I'm
naphtalizer,
not doing this with this man. Yo.
you start saying it, all right? So, and this is age of enlightenment. You're exactly right.
I didn't know he was going.
Hold up, indigenous, real quick. Indigenous, hold up. Hey, bro, we sitting and listen.
No,
to
I'll talk to him when he get up on the panel. I'll talk to him when he get up on the panel, bro.
No, but you gotta be quiet, bro.
Nah, he said he's gonna ask me a question. He ain't asked me a question.
No, be quiet.
Tell him I'll talk to him when he get up on the panel. No, I'm just saying, let's talk to him when he get up on the panel.
That's what the show. You already put us to sleep.
No, tell him to hit the link.
Look,
he's delusional, bro. Mandinka.
In all fairness, Mandinka.
I didn't interrupt him. We didn't interrupt him when he. Okay, just what we do. Let him interrupt.
He was gonna ask me
a clown show.
No. He
put him in the back.
Look at him, delusional. Look, delusional.
Yeah, he did. Listen. He did say indigenous. You hear me?
No, he can't hear you.
Oh. Well, you said you had a question for him, right?
Well, like I said, it was rhetorical because it was something that he said. I'm just taking down. I'm taking down notes. All right. Now, when I said the age of enlightenment, that's what that is, and this is the modern science that we're dealing with here. This is, like I said, from the papal bulls. Okay, this is where it starts. This is where your modern science starts. Killah Priest. Now, let me tell you how it starts, brother.
Hurry up, because it's making
the first time
to me. You got to break.
Race is used. It's like a classification is in a book by Gomez de Zazora, right? And this is the Chronicles of the Discovery and Conquest of Guinea in 1453, brother. Okay? Now, that was the first time that the term African race was used in Lagos. Okay? Now, a year before that, in 1452, we have Dum Diversus.
Incoherent.
Justifying the enslavement of the non-believer. This is the worldly taking over and converting everybody to their magic and their mess, which is Catholicism through the Spanish Inquisition and the Papal Bulls, brother. And these are the Papal Bulls. These are the Papal Bulls that they regurgitate, that I taught them about. Because the only thing they were saying was intercartera, 1493.
Okay, well, we're not doing this. I'm not going on this. Man didn't teach me a damn thing. This is what I'm not doing. I'm not sitting up here for 25 minutes listening to a nut tell him I ain't never heard from this man before. He's delusional.
Yeah,
I'm not doing this.
Yeah, yo.
I'm not listening to you.
I can prove
You
everything
know what?
I say.
I am not listening to you.
I
I am
the
not.
timestamps
I'm not
and the
listening to
live
you,
stream,
bro.
so I
You're
did it. And I
delusional.
got the timestamps and
Man,
live streams from 5 years ago.
you're
where I
very
spoke.
crazy
Yeah.
at this point, bro.
You
You're
didn't even know what
delusional.
eugenics was.
You're
So
insane.
the only thing
I
you
love
need to
Killer
do is
Priest
step back and
platform.
quiet
Killer Priest,
and let
No
the
doubt.
teacher
man,
But
and
is
show you why you
nuts.
get to this point through your
Nigga,
modern
he-
science.
Yeah, he's making
through your
claims, bro. I don't.
your natural philosophy, all that.
What are you? You're saying you hold on. You're saying you told me
Nobody
this.
talked during the time. Hold on, hold on.
But
Hold
Mandinka,
on.
he's saying that he
Bro.
taught.
Hey,
Look,
JJ.
he didn't speak during his time.
But I
Y'all see
didn't
this,
say
ladies
that,
and
man.
gentlemen?
I
He
didn't
was
lie on
quiet.
that man.
Quiet.
He capping.
Why you mess up the show? This
I
ain't
don't
Sarnetta where
care.
you
I
can do
don't
that.
care.
This is not your
I don't know
platform.
about Sarnetta. Don't mention
embarrassing.
that. I don't know about none of that. What I'm saying
be
is, I'm
quiet.
not letting a grown man sit
Man,
in the world
I don't engage
on
like
Killer
this. I
Priest
don't engage.
platform and
Go ahead.
lie and cap like he told me anything. I don't even know the nigga. What are you talking about?
Hey,
Man, listen, you know,
but at the same,
come on, he can get on a panel.
but you,
Get him on a panel. I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
All you can do is you can't beat it, you gotta join it to your mess.
Where's this man talking about, yo? Hey,
Hey,
Jay,
can we get the
but really though, Mandinka, I don't. It's not about the information. He's just telling him that he taught him.
But
And
Killer
that's-
Priest, listen,
yeah.
don't listen. Let me say this. Through the whole time he ramped, see, he can't be quiet.
But he was, but look, he was presenting information though. Hold on,
okay, get it all out. Hold up, get it all out, and then when it's our turn to speak, shut your mouth.
Hey,
Go ahead.
Hey, JJ, I
Go
don't
ahead.
sit up here.
No, shut your mouth when it's our turn to speak. Period.
I don't
You
sit
just a
here
clown
and
show
talk
what you
about what
doing.
I taught you, what I didn't
Shut
teach
your mouth
you.
when it's our turn to speak, or get off
But I'm
off the
saying,
stage.
Mandinka, but the problem is this.
Now we in the wrong.
No. The problem with what Indigenous doing, he's not presenting the information. He's just telling him.
All right, well, let me get up there. Let me go back to my information.
well, hold on.
Quiet.
Hey,
No,
JJ,
you
you're getting a little bit too slick. You're a little
I'm
bit.
crying. I got you. I got you.
Hey, turn it down a
I'm
notch.
gonna get you.
I'm not
Nope, I'm
comfortable
finna
when
get
you getting this slick. I'm like 2 seconds on cussing your ass out.
Uh,
So what I'm saying is just chill out, bro. Keep
be
it cordial and nice.
Quiet.
Keep it
Let me show
keep it cordial and nice, bro.
my screen.
I ain't share your scream and say what? What is it you have to say to me? Talk to me, man to man. Cut off your little fake help, because he's fake.
Bro, be
Don't
quiet.
even know him. He's
See,
fake.
This
What
dude.
is it that you want to say to
Turn,
me
bro.
right now? What do you
I
want
tell you what. Go ahead.
like
You
to
got.
say?
You know what? I'm not gonna argue with you.
We're
Y'all
not
gotta
arguing.
moderate this
I'm
better.
simply
As
asking.
soon as you go, I'm gonna let you go,
And
bro.
gotta go back and forth. What is it that
this.
what is it
When I
that
go,
you want to talk to me
damn
about,
mouth.
though?
I want you to shut your mouth. When it's my turn. Go
Listen,
ahead.
bro. I'm not never shutting
What you
up.
do
I'm
is
not
done.
going.
But
I'm
you
not
know what?
never
Yeah.
I'm saying let's
You
have
said
an
you was
intellectual
done, bro.
conversation around the subject matter without the nuts in
finna
the
get you.
background. The man need to
Go
be
ahead.
in the crazy house. He
No,
need to
go
take a
ahead.
shot or something.
You came 2 hours late.
I wasn't late, nigga. I was letting you get your thing off. What you?
Nice nigga. See what I'm saying? You ignorant as hell. Go ahead,
Yeah,
bro. I'm
listen.
not finna stoop to your level. Go ahead.
I don't
Yeah,
mind.
let's have some.
There are
Yeah,
plenty of
I
things
can't wait to say
agree with you.
decorum. Let's have some
Let
decorum.
him go. Let him go. When I'm finna get him for about 30 minutes. Go ahead.
Don't worry about it.
Keep
Listen.
it with the knowledge, because what he did was he addressed everything you said knowledge wise.
Okay.
Indigenous got on and started getting personal and saying stuff like he taught him, and that wasn't sticking with the subject. And I'm just talking to Indigenous. If you're there, just stick to the information. Like let us. We trying to learn something now. We don't want to know about what you personally. We don't even know if that's true or not. That's something you saying.
Hey, never had a YouTube channel.
Be
What
quiet. Let me know when I can go.
Man,
Let me know
pop
where
up
to
in
go.
somebody's house or something to teach him.
Okay.
How does he teach? Does he have a YouTube channel?
Okay,
what
but Dick could go.
This guy can't even
All
get
right,
a
you said let me
internet,
go,
bro.
bro.
All right,
I've
so-
never seen this man on the internet.
Right.
I'm finna beat you up.
All right. So Mandinka, go ahead. Yeah.
And nigga, talk to
Let me
me.
share my screen.
Now, you ain't gotta say your
Nah, be quiet. I know it hurt.
We done already shared our screen to death, yo. Yo, we done shared our screen to death, bro.
All right, I got more.
No, man, come on, man. I'm not sitting.
This is not a debate.
Leave.
This is a discussion.
Right.
This is not a
can we
debate.
discuss? We've
Yeah,
already.
I
this-
got more information. You know what?
But
Go
this
ahead.
is not a debate. This is a discussion.
Let's talk about it, bro. I gotta get ready.
You don't need to talk. It's my turn to go.
I don't want to see more screens. What is it that you think I'm doing?
Hey,
wrong?
I wouldn't be mad if you bounce
No, I'm not
to
leaving.
God Killer.
That's what he
I wouldn't
wants.
be mad. No, because he said his part, and then it got personal, and I wouldn't be mad at you if you bounce. It's up to you if you want to stay. If you want to stay, but I understand.
Yeah, let him be quiet. Let me get my screen. First of all, now don't say nothing. I'm gonna address you. All right. Now you agree just about with everything. The people, go look at the audience. You agreeing with me? You even came up here talking about Iron Age, Islamic age science. You went back to class. You were saying science, sir. But I got you on tape saying there is no such thing as ancient science. Then you said all chemistry, all this other stuff wasn't science. So let me share my screen. I ain't gonna play with you. That's what you want.
I just want to have
I'm
a
that guy.
conversation, bro.
I'm be quiet. I know it hurt. I know it hurt. I know it hurt.
Oh, yo, you
know
bugged out. Bugged out, bro. You too tough for no reason, yo. You ain't even built like that, JJ. You act like you built like that. You on YouTube. Don't calm it down, bro.
Let me get this guy.
You on a healthy platform, yo. All this rah-rah, yo, ain't for me and you, yo. It ain't.
You ain't in my league.
Why not just have a conversation, yo? People want to hear us discourse. Not sticking around for some more you.
Look, I got questions for you. I want you to answer some of these questions.
Ask me. You don't got it on top of your head?
All right. Okay. So is it necessary? No, it's on the screen. You see it?
No.
It's on the screen. Is it necessary? You done? All right. So is it necessary for ancient scientists to use methodological naturalism?
Hey, we don't see anything.
Or what?
We don't see what you. We don't see it.
There you go.
Okay, hold up. You see it now?
Oh no, we had it and then it went away.
Huh?
We had it and then it went away.
I know Unc don't want it up here. Let me get him.
You just had it.
I got you.
A peaceful discourse.
The show wasn't supposed to go like this. But they won't say JJ don't have no discipline. No, Unc, you came over here, kind of foul, bro.
I didn't come over here foul. Y'all got a little slick and you almost got cussed out. Get out of here. I ain't the one. I ain't the mark in the room. I ain't the one you bully up on. I ain't going, bro. With your little man with the fake acting like he told somebody he can't even hit the link. This nigga ain't never hit the link on nothing. He's delusional. And the fact you bring him in this intelligent conversation, say you weak in the conversation. Talk to me man to man so I can beat you up and get up out of here, bro. You playing with me, bro.
You ready to answer questions? You ready? Okay. Now, can y'all see the screen? Let me know.
We can see
the screen?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, is it necessary for ancient scientists to use methodological naturalism to make significant contributions to science? That's your first question. Go ahead.
No, first of all, they're not making contributions to something that ain't there. But it is not necessary for them to make significant contributions to their civilization and raise their civilization to the top level. That's my damn answer. Move next.
Okay. Let's go to another. Don't ancient medical texts like the Edwin Smith Papyrus show a clear emphasis on observation and treatment of physical symptoms?
Yeah, I taught you that, remember? I'm the guy who talked about the Edwin Smith Papyrus. That's me, not you, bro. You definitely watch my shows and you definitely act like I was crazy when I said it. So let's get this straight. What you don't see in the Edwin Smith Papyrus is them making a treatise against magic. See, that's what you don't see. You got to wait till you read the Greek papyruses when they make a treatise against magic and they call them magicians, they call them charlatans. So you do see coherent thought because I got the book. I've been showing this for years. That go for indigenous black man who ain't got no daggone internet. He just got a phone.
So why you throwing shots, bro?
Because he got up here lying to people. People don't even know that man. Mess up,
bro. You messing up the show.
Here go Ryan. Mess up. Here go Ryan. I've been showing this for years. So, bro, yes.
You know what? Hold on. You know what? I'm not even gonna answer. I'm just gonna get my time.
Answer my question. Let me.
You know what? I'm just going. I don't even want to speak. I'm asking you questions.
Okay. Listen, brother.
So
let me finish answering that particular question, bro.
No, it's all right. No, I don't want to answer. I'm going to go to something else.
Okay.
You
steady
focusing on
now.
You're turning this to a clown show.
No.
I ain't turned to that.
No, it was
a question. Let me finish the question.
That's okay.
Let me finish the question.
No, hold on. I'm finna.
Hey, look, he's running up.
Yeah, Mandinka, don't. You should let him finish the question. Don't look good.
Right here, yo, look. You see this, don't you?
You deal with it on your time.
I know we see it.
Just hold up, chill out, bro. Got him.
I know we see it. See? This is the Edwin Smith Medical Papyrus. But guess what? It's
So
only it's only
let's start
one.
with the
It's only one. It's not an institution. It's not institutionalized. It's just not. It's one scribe attempt to give a coherent. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you what he did. Tell you what the scribe did.
Hit the link. Subscribe. If y'all watch it right now,
written in Egypt, 1600 BCE is the earliest known medical literature consisting of 48 case history describing conditions, diagnosis, and treatment in a rational, systematic way. They did that. Now what?
Are you done? I'm gonna provide a little bit more information, and then I'm just gonna call it a day because I didn't want the show to turn into a clown show. I apologize.
So you brought the clown on.
You don't know how to be quiet.
The clown.
Okay, I tell you what, you can go for another 10 minutes and then let me know where I can go. Go ahead.
I want to have a discussion with you.
No, go ahead.
Right, I thought now. So I tell you what, don't ever call me out again. Now,
showed up an hour and a half late for.
No, I let you get your thing off. I'm gonna tell you one more time, hey JJ. As long as you living in black and on YouTube, don't you ever call me out again, ever. Now I'm done.
I won't because you pseudo. This is a waste of my time.
You wouldn't even say that if not for the work I did. Remember, I brought that to the community. Stop using my words. How about that?
Yeah, I can barely watch you.
Stop it. You.
Chill out. Let me
JJ, you gonna lie, yo? JJ, I beat you. Ain't no more, JJ. JJ, you have grown. You have grown, JJ. Now you grow. As a human being, you have grown, JJ. I remember you was running around.
I don't need your critique, bro. You have not grown.
I'm just saying.
What you're doing is the same stuff you've been doing in 2013.
I remember you was a cartoon character on the back of a Bible, looking crazy. Think you came from Israel somewhere. Now you don't do that no more. That's growth, bro.
Okay, and Dr. Malachi Z. York gave you your name, Uncle Ket. But we ain't gonna talk about that.
No, I ain't mad about no Malachi.
Uncle Ket.
What, nigga?
Dr. Malachi Z. York is what gave you your name.
But guess what?
Did you forget?
But listen, we don't do that anymore, though, do we?
Dr. Malachi,
we don't go to Malachi.
All the gloves is off now.
JJ. JJ, do we, JJ? Do we go to Malachi Guild lecture, JJ? No, we don't, JJ. JJ, you're thinking
hey, both of you brothers are grown.
25 years ago.
Oh, wow. Why you even let him up here? He showed an hour and a half
ago. You 25 years ago, my nigga. So since you brought it out, let's explain it.
No, we don't need to hear it, bro. That's your master teacher.
I want to explain it.
No, we don't want to hear it, bro.
Damn it, 30
we don't want to hear it, bro. So the
power of Malachi,
your knowledge, we don't care about your personal journey.
And you brought it up. You brought it up.
No, you brought it up.
I did not. I said you was a Hebrew running around looking like the Bible a year ago is what I said. Now you want to talk about?
Tap out, bro. I'll be back, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all see that he agreed with me about about material science. He never debunked it. He was agreeing with it. He even went back to 3,000 years.
Let me
ask you. Way back. You're not supposed to be going back that far. You're representing modern science. So let me read.
What is you doing? What is a source on here? What are you doing? What is this? What is this? I want to see your sources.
Okay, you
chat GPT without the sources?
So, Killer Priest, are you gonna let me read, or are you gonna let him just keep going?
No, I want you to read. Go ahead.
Okay, you want some sources? I got you.
Go ahead.
I got you.
Yeah,
I've been showing sources through the whole night. No, hold on. Let me hit him with sources. Let me hit him with some sources. Hold on. Let me get to the mother stuff. Be quiet and listen and learn. So this guy has said that they didn't know about optics, they didn't know about metallurgy, they didn't know about geography, they didn't know about botany, they didn't know about zoology, pharmaceutics. So I'm gonna show you what they.
You capping, yo.
Let's start with
just with the masters of herbs. What the hell?
The scientific method, all of that. So optics is the study of light, including. I can't deal with this. I can't deal with the stupidity from this guy.
Okay.
This is what he do on his panel. You don't come over to people's panel, other people's panel, and do this. So the optics, and just chill. I got him.
Yeah.
Now,
you got me.
With science, y'all. He said there's no such thing as ancient science. Through his whole dissertation, he was going back in time. You never address material. As a matter of fact, material science that you were talking about, y'all go back and rewind it, he was agreeing with me. Now, optics is the study of light, including behavior properties and application. Now watch this, Ankh. Ancient civilizations such as Egypt, Mesopotamia, and China makes significant contributions to the development of optics. They develop an understanding of light and behavior, including the concept of reflection, refraction, and diffraction. The ancient opticians use a range of techniques, including observation, that's science, experimentation, that's science, calculation, to develop optical concepts to solve problems. They develop theories of light, including the concept of the ray and the idea. See, this is stuff that you ain't method. See, let me teach you something, sir. You ain't never taught me nothing. You taught me how to go. What you taught is to go on the wrong path, a line. Remember, he said a well-organized lie defeats a disorganized truth every time. Ooh, wee. Now, when a person,
how would you know that you wasn't watching me? How would you know that verbatim? You wasn't watching me. Hey, man, get this, man.
I never said I never
watched. Niggas singing your raps and say, I ain't never listened to Killah Priest, but they know every line of your raps. What is going on here, man?
I'm going to tell you, the scientific method used in ancient opticians involved observing natural phenomena, developing hypotheses and theories, and testing them. And thorough experimentation. I'm gonna beat you so bad you'll never come back. They developed optical instruments such as the lens. Be quiet. I know it hurt. The mirror and prisms, which are used to manipulate and control light. The ancient opticians also developed a range of optical technologies, including the use of lens and mirrors to correct visions and magnify objects. This is old science. Now look at this. Now modern optics have what? Built upon ancient knowledge. What you talking about? Huh? You really don't want to deal with me. Now, bro, be quiet. This is embarrassing. Come on.
He didn't say anything.
Using advanced techniques and technologies to develop new optical concepts. Let me go to something else, since I ain't gonna be able to keep out. Wait. Here go the references and sources right here. There you go. So you sit there and lied and said I wasn't showing this the whole time. You said you watched for 2 hours while you hiding in the damn bushes. The Cambridge History of Science, edited by David C. Lindbergh. The Oxford Handbook of History of Science, sir. What you talking about? You don't want to smoke with me and indigenous, because all you do is you're a distraction. Let's keep beating them up, y'all. I'm gonna go through all of them, all the sciences. I'm gonna go through all of them. You can't debunk none of them. You can't debunk none of them, sir. Told you, sir. You barked up the wrong tree when you get in the ring with 7,000. Let's go to botany, y'all. He said they ain't deal with none of this, right? Let's go with the plant studies, huh? You in some trouble, sir. Look at this. Botany is the study of plants, including their structure, growth, evolution, classification, and distribution. Look at this, ancient civilizations, this is ancient, sir, such as the Egypt, Mesopotamia, India, China makes significant contributions to what? The development of botany. Well, you in some goddamn trouble. They develop an understanding of plant diversity, but he won't say that our ancestors didn't know nothing until, who you say the people, the white boys that you talking about? I ain't not prejudiced, but hey, you putting them above your own ancestors. So look at this. The ancient botanists use a range of techniques, including what, Cedric and Ankh? Observation, experimentation, and classification. They classify to develop botanical concepts to solve problems. Be quiet. Be quiet. I know it hurt.
Now, yo.
Hold up. Look at this. The science. Be quiet, sir. Be quiet. I know, yo. This how you say do like this, not do. Look at this. The scientific method used by ancient botanists involved what? Observing natural phenomena, developing hypotheses and theories, and testing them. Well, you in some goddamn trouble.
Yo, hit the super. Hold on, real quick. Hit the super chat if y'all have any questions. And this is and Mandinka. They having a nice discussion right now.
Well, one of us is bringing out information. The other one is in their feelings. Now, look at this. Modern botany. Look at it. He got to keep you in the Boy, I let you talk for your whole 20 minutes of rambling. You put
man, and you ain't saying, but you.
Now every time I hear to wake up. Shh. I know it hurt.
What you doing?
I'm gonna go back and watch this, and I'm saying, man, you made. We came over here to stop the monotony of what goes on the other platforms. Killah Priest don't have a dog in his fight. You don't come over here and embarrass us.
For the nut, Tom, you told me something. An invisible man on the phone.
That was disrespectful.
Man, you got to control yourself. Modern botany is built upon ancient knowledge. Y'all hear this, ladies and gentlemen? Don't pay him no attention. He know not what he do. You know, he came up on a Malachi Z. York. Ankh, He gave him that name. Now look at this. Modern botany has built upon the ancient knowledge of botany. Look at this. Using advanced techniques and technology to develop what, Ankh? New botanical concepts and to solve complex problems. You don't want to get in the ring with 7,000. I told you, I'm the most feared debater on this planet. That's why you acting like this. The ancient understanding of plant diversity. Look, they classified them, y'all, and used, has been used to develop what, y'all? Let me highlight that for you, man. Because I know you got them prison pop bottle glasses on. You probably can't see. Look at that. Modern botany, including the study of plant evolution, ecology, and conservation biology. Now look at this, y'all. Look at this. Let me just go to the methodology. They got my references and sources down there, which he lied about. In terms of methodology, ancient botanists use a combination of what, Ankh? Can you read that? I know you're kind of bad at reading. Let me blow it up for you. Observation, experiment, classification. Be quiet. I know it hurt. People's champing the goddamn on building. See? That's right. Look at this. The classifications to develop botanical concepts, ladies and gentlemen. This guy is not in my league. He has to do distractions and
keep your screen
close his mouth when not eating.
Screen up.
You gotta be tougher than this, bro. I know you gotta be tougher. You gotta have use the pseudo killers.
Keep your screen up.
Nah, bro, be quiet. To develop botanical concepts and sit back and get hurt. Botanical concepts to solve problems. Hey, look. I ain't gonna keep. I'm just gonna go through all of them real quick.
Again.
Look. No. Look, here goes the Ancient World by Peter M. Stearns. What? I'm taking you to Cambridge History of Science.
I got a question for you. I got a question.
Be quiet. I know it hurt. Let me keep going for a few more. I'm gonna let you have it flow. You got destroyed. Hit that like, share, and subscribe. Killer Priest Podcast. Also subscribe to JJ7000 TV and JJ7000 in life.
And pseudo killers.
Yeah. Let's keep going. If y'all want to be getting misled,
the community of skeptics also.
Okay, let's keep going. You on zoology, sir? Huh? They didn't think they know about zoology. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. Zoology. You want to see? You ain't know nothing about this, huh? This goes above your pay grade. You know, you ain't graduated. Huh? That's what I heard. Now look at this. Zoology is a study of animals, including their structure, behavior, and evolution. Ancient civilizations such as who? The Egyptians, the Mesopotamians, India, and China made significant contributions to the development of zoology. They developed in what? Understanding the animal diversity. They classified it in behavior and made major advances in the study of animal anatomy and physiology.
Can I ask you a question?
Let's go to the method.
Can I ask you one question, Mandinka?
Let me just read the method. Let me read the method. Yeah, go ahead.
What are you like right now?
Read all this though, Killer. Listen,
I'm okay. Let him answer the question.
I don't disagree with
He's asking the question. It's not your show.
Yeah, that's
the reason why I'm doing this. Killer Priest.
He's saying it right.
He said that they didn't have there was no ancient science. I'm showing you they did experimentation. I'm showing that they did testing.
Well, he's right.
They had hypotheses, which he
didn't say
they only had material methodological naturalism. I'm gonna bust your head some more.
But I want y'all the same. Okay, so right now you're just telling him right now. What are you explaining to him right now?
Okay, right. I'm glad you asked. I'm because I got him on tape saying that the ancients, all these people, the Egyptians, the Mesopotamians, all these people, the Vedas, all these people didn't have access to ancient. They didn't have science in ancient times. It only happened when these Europeans, because he promotes scientific racism, y'all. If y'all don't know, he think we come from monkey chimps. Okay, but let's keep going.
So you can't say okay, he's right.
We come from monkey chimps. Yeah, that's what they teach over there. Now look at this. The ancient zoologists
about science, though, bro.
Okay, you know what? Be quiet.
You gotta stop, though.
To learn today.
I'm not
also developed a range of zoological technologies, including the use of animal husbandry, veterinary medicine, and wildlife management. Okay, you know what? Y'all must want me to leave. Is that what we doing, Killer Priest?
No. No. We don't want. I just want to know your target. I want to know your target because exactly. But you was explaining to him. So
one more time, Killer Priest.
okay.
And I can explain it to you, but I can't understand it.
I'm gonna listen.
One more time.
Yeah, that's it. I love that. I love that quote. I can explain it to you, but I can't understand it for you. I like that. Cool.
Yeah,
that was cool.
That's dope. Common sense.
Yeah, that was dope.
I can explain it to you,
but I can't.
Well, you get a good crowd. You start showing off.
That was hard. That was hard. That was hard. That was hard.
You start messing up the show. I love y'all.
That was good. That was a good one. Go ahead.
Get a crowd start showing off. He losing his mind.
Come on, bro. I'm used to big crowds. This ain't nothing new for 7,000.
It is the biggest crowd you ever spoke in front of in your whole life.
Your first time that you and Tahuti was over here, we'll y'all talk about your debate in the Lions Den, okay? You called me, remember? All right, let's keep going. So, what I'm saying, Killer Priest,
oh, gee.
And AD, yeah, say, remember you and Tahuti was arguing over here. Remember? You don't remember that? You don't remember that, huh? Yeah, you do. Now watch this.
Lie, yo.
Okay, we're gonna leave that alone. You didn't call me when you and Tahuti was arguing over it. I know you want to distract. Okay, now, Killer, the reason why I'm doing this is because he is on the record that's saying that in ancient times they didn't deal with science, they didn't deal with observation, they didn't deal with experimentation, they didn't deal with testing, they didn't deal with theory. Come on, man. I'm about. You got this, huh?
No. Go ahead, finish. He was about to say. He said he didn't say it.
Hey, Killer Priest, I'll be back next time, man. I'm gonna go.
Are you sure?
Better run. You better run. See.
Now I'm running. Are you serious?
You better run.
Now I'm running. I don't have to deal with ignorance, bro.
C54.
No.
Better run.
No. He was listening to.
Now I'm finna stay.
Yeah. Finish it. All right, finish it.
Yeah.
How many times you repeat the same thing, though, bro?
Shut up, nigga.
Here.
Shut up. Shut your dumb ass up. Put the crack pipe down and listen. All right? Now look at this.
See, now, don't get mad when I call you a bitch, right? Don't get mad when I call you a bitch, right?
Ain't no level
acting like a little bitch.
See, that's because he did this. Yeah, you disrespected him. Listen.
Hold
on. Hold on. You did.
Ain't no levels to no disrespect.
Yeah. I started. But you pull out the sword. You disrespect. All right.
Yeah, I know that hit a nerve.
I told you don't do that, nigga.
Yeah, listen. All right. So look.
And then you start throwing shots, nigga.
Yeah. The Mandinka.
Nigga, yo. All right, yo. Never again, nigga.
Mandinka. Listen.
Ain't your fault, Killer.
Let me say this.
Real quick, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna let him have that.
Well, but you went and you started.
Yeah, you're an idiot. It was over with, yo.
Yeah, you disrespected him, brother.
Put the Brillo down, sir.
Yeah, you
Put the Brillo.
Disrespectful, nigga.
It's burning your lip.
Mandinka.
I can't have a conversation with you, nigga.
Mandinka. But he didn't disrespect you, bro.
Nigga, I ain't call you no name, nigga.
You went and took a bump, and now you're on that. You're over the tweet.
What, man? Your mother took a bump, nigga. Now, your mother took a
Oh,
bump.
man. Yo. Listen,
I'm going through this. I'm gonna have to tell it.
You took a bump.
Yo, bro. Listen, come on.
You should have not put a whole 50 on there, sir. Why you put that whole 50 on there?
Hey, listen.
You're doing too much. You're gonna blow your brain back.
Mandinka.
Look at that. I gotta get him.
Bro.
Okay, I can't be nice if he's not. If ain't like Karima said, there is no level to disrespect. I respected him the whole time. I just go back and watch. I never said a word while he put us to sleep. I never said a word. So I'm gonna ask you a question. And I'm gonna go. All right.
I wanted you to
ask me why I'm doing this. Because I'm showing you all the sciences. I'm showing you all the sciences that the ancients had. I'm showing their methodology. I'm showing you how they came to their conclusion, their scientific experimentation, their observation. I'm showing you all of that.
Right.
Now, if y'all can't understand that, I don't know what to do. I can take a horse to the water, but I can't make you drink. Don't try to make it look like I'm the one that's crazy. I'm the one that's messing up the show. No. If you would have been respectful, I wouldn't have said nothing about you putting a whole 50 on your little bitty short stub. That Brillo burning, and he just sucked it through. That's what his problem is. Now watch this. So all these different scientists that
I want to apologize to. I can't
apologize to him. You didn't apologize to me when he was interrupting.
But he didn't disrespect you. But listen, he did too.
Okay, you know I'm gonna tap out. I do a show without.
Okay, yeah,
right?
It's best to be separated. Yeah, at this point.
I know, yep, it is, because he ain't gonna debate me. He running. So I apologize,
it was a discussion.
Man.
You good, man. You good, my brother.
Maybe you should go to meth.
It just got some.
Go to meth or something. You crack pipe this damn big, y'all. Huh? So listen.
I can't do that.
So what? You shouldn't. Hey, ain't no level to disrespect, bro. Ain't no levels. Kareem will say.
All right.
He came and messed up the show, y'all.
Listen, but
watch it.
let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. On the information.
You holding his hand.
No, he's grown. I can't hold his hand. But let me say this. Okay, you were dropping the material.
I still am. Yeah.
But you were directing it.
Wouldn't be quiet.
Yeah, okay, the material, he agreed with you. Do you realize that?
Yes,
he was saying,
with me. Right.
He did. He was agreeing. He said that we already know that most. Huh?
Go ahead, Killah Priest.
No, he was agreeing. He actually agreed with you on a lot of stuff you was breaking down. And I wanted to hear exactly what part he was agreeing with and then what's the problem. You know what I'm saying? And then it got personal.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened.
Okay, now let me.
But the material science. Okay,
listen. Okay, go ahead and do this. Go ahead.
This is my argument.
Yeah.
All right, I've done 2 presentations on this. I heard Ankh and them saying this. I got the video. I sent it to Jay. Now, JJ heard it, and then because I knew my brother was gonna get fired up because this type of information we know it can't stick around, and we can't allow this to be, promoted through the neighborhood like evolution has been. And that lie from hell, see? Because like I said, this was not about God. He brought up God at least 4 or 5 different times. All right, this is not about God. This is about science. And he was saying, the reason why I brought this out was because he was saying that, technology, we were just using technology. We weren't using science in the ancient times. He's saying engineering is not science. Mathematics is not. He is saying this on this presentation. All right. So now he comes up here and then he starts using the stuff that he's heard me say. Because I said gravity was gravity before gravity was gravity before it was given the term gravity. Right?
But indigenous, can I say something? You're just a voice.
Nature and the natural thing.
We don't
like I said, that all stems from this modern science. When you're dealing with the Linnaeus, who started off with taxonomy, classifications, he separated humanity by four different groups and split us up by color. And then when you get to Blumenbach, that's how you get to the race theory. That's how you get craniometry. That's how you get the term Caucasian. He created all these things with no science behind it. Then you get to population control with Malthus. He's talking about just starve us all out. Just starve the poor people out. And then you get to the unfit in the blonde-haired, blue-eyed narrative with Charles Darwin, when they're saying that they are the advanced species and the lesser species. This is all coming down from Linnaeus and Blumenbach. And then you get to eugenics, where they put it into action through the Negro Project, which turned into Planned Parenthood. Okay? This is what we're dealing with. And Margaret Sanger and her mess. Okay? That's what we're dealing with.
Brother,
and this is the modern science that we're dealing with today. It is systemic racism. That's exactly what it is. And Cambridge, Yale, and Harvard had slavery. So what we talking about here? You bigging up these colleges, and they had slaves. They benefited highly off of slavery. You see what I'm saying? These lies got to be stopped. And these wicked demons who put these lies out, the only thing they're doing is caping for their dead oppressors. Darwin's gone.
I got you.
But they're still promoting their narrative for them. And it is scientific racism. It is what we call pseudoscience. Okay? So these guys ain't ready. They are not ready. And they're trying to act like the Egyptians just bumped into this information. Do you think that in the creation of the Sphinx, you think that they just got lucky and made that? Do you think they just got lucky and made the pyramids? Because he's saying, they didn't know the process. They was just using, what they had. They didn't have science. They just, he's making up all kinds of ramblings. It ain't making no sense whatsoever. I showed you earlier how the Moors.
I didn't know he was coming.
Washed their butt. Taught them that life was not the pearl of God. God, like they were saying, not to be scared of fire and water and wash your butt and hygiene and all that stuff.
Where's Mandinka? Is it
They
Mandinka? You
sure? You know, all kinds of different knowledge that they brought. And when he talked about their compass,
my brother,
you know,
respectfully,
when he talked about their compass,
I don't.
Moors brought their compass to Europe. That's how they got it.
I don't think you can hear us.
Okay, from China. Thank you.
All right, brother. No, all due respect, you know, I wasn't prepared for you, and we can't even see you. All we hear is a voice. You know what I'm saying? And you know, very deep voice, but you know what I'm saying? You just speaking. You need to come on to the show, maybe with Mandinka, and we could get it going then. But you just appearing out of anything, you know, out of anywhere, and it just got kind of crazy.
Well, no,
but I'm not here to build with you.
Like I
know your name now, though. You're the indigenous black man.
Presentations on Sinaiticus.
Yeah.
I've done presentations on JD.
You're known.
On Bias. I was over there beating Ankh and them up 8 years ago on the Hyksos.
Right. I don't know anything about
the Dogon tribe.
Right.
Him and Garfield.
Gotcha.
Like I said, and I don't have those videos, but I can show you where I was beating up Ankh 5 years ago. And teaching him about eugenics and all that stuff, because they're sitting there bigging up Margaret Singer, saying that she was okay and she was a good woman. Okay,
brother. A lot of people say that they
promoting abortion and stuff like that. I'm sorry. Unaliving babies. You know
what? Oh, listen.
All that stuff.
Okay.
And saying
well, let's get this. Let me.
Until it takes its first breath. That's the same thing the Greeks said. Killer priest. That's the same thing the Greeks said, brother. When we know that life starts in conception, as soon as that sperm fertilizes that egg, life starts, bruh. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm just tired of the lies, brother. And I get so upset because they lying to my people, and I love y'all.
Thank you, brother.
And I can't stand for somebody to sit up and lie to my people and continue to and mislead them and take them down the wrong path.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, man, for caring about us. Thank you, my brother. We're gonna let you off the podcast right now. Thank you for indigenous. This is my first time ever knowing who you are. Now I know. You know, say, let's make some noise for the indigenous black man. Word, straight up. Yeah, brother.
Appreciate you, fam.
Yeah, respect Mandinka too. Mandinka.
You know, I like to say, keep your head high, your grass low, and stop lying to my people. And I love y'all. Okay?
So what
I get upset.
What I say that he's saying is that, you know, there's debate between the scholars and stuff like that.
Oh, God. What up, man?
They began to write in what they thought. These church fathers, they began to write in.
God Killah, you back?
I'm right here, yo.
Peace. Peace. All right, let's all right. Take us, take us. We're gonna get back to this, but take us, just drop something on us, man. You know what you
it's only their commentary.
I couldn't hear you.
What's going on?
Commentary. The church commentary. Let's
go. All right.
Their commentary.
I don't know what's going on right now.
Commentary. We don't even know.
God Killah.
All right, go ahead.
All right. So you the last you know, you the last one standing right here. Give us some, because I'm gonna say that you didn't start anything. You were building, and they have to tear me away from what you was dropping some good stuff, man. And it made me think. Something we got to really think about. Seriously. So I'm gonna think on it. But if you have anything else you want to say to bring us to that understanding, because you know I salute you, brother. I mean, with your studies in science. I'm not here. I'm just here because the way you broke it down was nice, and you addressed everything.
Everything.
Everything. You addressed it, and you know. So, you know, you got anything else? It just turned crazy.
Nobody loves ancient cultures more than me. That's what my study is. 160,000, 180,000 Pinnacle Point. I've been teaching that for 20 years. I'm the one that brought in 180,000. I'm not the Egyptian guy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not the Egyptian guy. And then everybody know why I teach. I teach because I went to a series of lectures by Malachi York, and I didn't have the proper tools and methodology to know that that was trickhamship and foolishship and misinformation. You know, luckily, I never actually joined the daggone organization or lived on the land and did none of that. But I recognize my vulnerability based off of my miseducation and not having an education that is grounded in scientific literacy. So for the babies that got molested on that land, bro, I took it upon myself to bring scientific literacy to our community so that the charlatans can't get black people like that no more. That's none of them. And we call them pseudos. So that's why I do what I do. So that African Americans, indigenous Africans around the world don't get caught up in the mumble jumble bumble. They can find themselves in a situation, right, where the truth is being distorted and they have no means to know the difference. So that's been my legacy and my job. So that's how I know I won, though. Not mad at them, but that's always the tell. Whenever a person starts talking about Malachi York, that mean I won. That mean they ran out of intellectual information. They ran out of intellectual bullets. I'm an intellectual gunfighter. Once you start the crackhead stuff and all that, which I ain't done in 40 years, and it never was crack, but I ain't got to get into that, right? Once you do that, that mean I won.
Yeah.
And I hold my hands up high in the air saying, man, I got him again.
Okay.
I never took away from
I gotta respect that.
I never took
First
away
of all,
from
you called me a crazy Israelite. You can dish it out, but you can't
I never
take
took
it.
away from ancient
Yeah, you
people.
did.
I never did that. I always said that the foundation of modern science is on ancient people. I always said that.
Yeah, you did call them.
The knowledge, I said the understanding of plants, right, come from ancient people, man. To the point where pharmaceutical companies go to indigenous places, the rainforest, right, in America, right, in Mesoamerica, Amazon. They go to Africa, to the different forces, and they sit down and they talk to the traditional medicine men. Why would they do that? Because there's an exchange of knowledge that goes back and forth. Because the foundation of modern medicine is always in the damn forces. I guess common sense to me. But to sit up here and lie, right, and act like I ain't never, that's what I talk about. You know what I'm saying? When I teach a class at Southern University, you know what I'm saying, give a lecture, Morgan State give a lecture, I give them the grounding, the foundation. Matter of fact, if you study any historical accounts, they all say it. So I don't know where they're getting this stuff from. You can't find human beings don't dive to evidence-based medicine, bro. It took them 350,000 years to get there. It's the most ridiculous thing. Human beings don't dive out the womb. Scientists, it took them 350,000 years. Human beings don't just walk out of Africa. Human beings don't leave Africa 60,000 years ago. So this man don't understand ancient.
But you did
wisdom.
I got to say this though, you did call him a crazy Israelite in the beginning.
Yeah.
So y'all both.
This was after. After him holding the phone up with a nut slandering me for 25.
That did happen too,
bro.
But that's not me. You attacked me.
No,
so grow up.
Hold on, bro. We can go back and play this.
That is true. No. He did. Indigenous did go out there and say that he told.
But listen, I'm not indigenous.
We ain't gotta do all this.
So did he call me a crazy Israelite first?
Yeah, I called you crazy. You gotta be crazy. If you
right.
So brothers, listen. Can we move on? Can we move on?
Hold on, bro. This is what we're not doing. I'm gonna tell you what we're not doing. We ain't sitting up here for the audience. Now I do got some haters in the audience. Yeah, I'm saying, which is cool. Because if I ain't got nobody hating you, I must not be doing nothing right. But none of them haters will get up here and deal with the conversation. They're gonna name call crazy. You can't do it, JJ, else you would have did it.
I'm already beating you up. You agree with me, like Killah Priest said,
I agree with you on what, bro?
A lot of
You know what I
Come on,
know.
bro.
You don't know what I talk about.
I know. Okay, just finish so I can do my closing. I'm gonna get up out of here. Thank y'all for coming out. You see the levels. You know, hey, one of us have collegiate level, one of us have romper room level. You be the judge. You be the judge of the person who let that person talk for his time and didn't say a word, and then you be the judge of the person who kept interrupting, who called me a name first. And like I said, like Kareem said, there is no levels of disrespect. Once you disrespect, you wouldn't even be quiet when it was my turn to read. Grow up, bro. You wrong. You dead wrong. You kept agreeing. You kept bringing out ancient
Like
science.
I said, nigga, don't ever in your life invite me to a conversation again. You're done.
I won't, because you might waste my time.
Done. Yeah, you're done.
Yeah, right. You're wasting my time.
And I'm threatening you with that.
I can just fist bump
I'm gonna do mine.
I'm threatening you with that.
Yeah, let's close.
Why
this,
do you
man.
want to talk to a crackhead?
All right, be quiet.
If you thought I was a crackhead, why do you have conversations with crackheads?
It's okay.
Why?
You don't do that
why would you?
Hey, man, everyone is looking at y'all too, man. Listen, you know that thing about, listen, y'all both intelligent. Could y'all please stop? Because everyone's looking at y'all, man. And I just want y'all to close on a peace note, just to close it out.
Closing no peace nut with this. He's a nut, man. He had a nut on the phone. You got two nuts. Look, that man took an hour and a half.
You showed up late.
Showing slide. He did all that for an hour and a half, Killer Priest. I watched it, bro. Like, I come in, I do 20 minutes, right? Beat up everything he said. At this point, it's time for us to have a discourse, right? Because that's what it was about. It really was about a discourse. When it was time to have a discourse, he put a nut on the phone, talking about he taught me everything. Well, if he taught me everything, he must be a damn horrible teacher then, huh? Think about how it's going. Me and JJ could have had a conversation.
Yeah, it was.
He don't want to have a conversation. Right now, no, he don't want to talk about that. You know what the conversation is, right?
Close out, bro.
I say something.
Close out.
And do it, bro.
So you're not closing out?
I want to talk to you right now.
I ain't no talking, man.
I thought not.
Yeah,
I thought not.
I don't talk. I'll never call you out again because I don't like to be my name attached to this type of ignorancy.
Now it's ignorancy, but it wasn't ignorant when you was doing it.
I didn't call you out your name. He already called it. You called me my name. I'm not going to argue with you about this.
You did. I'm gonna clip you up. I'm gonna clip you up to show how crazy you is. Now.
Okay. All right.
You did. Don't make me rewind a Winnie. You called names first.
Winnie Woe? What's a Winnie Woe? What's that? That's some new. Well, let me close out, Killer Priest.
Go ahead.
Can I close out?
Yeah. Close out.
All right, man. Jeez. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all had to. The show was going good. You know, he come an hour and a half late. I mean, it ain't my fault, man. Just like the last time you called me out and Kyle had to come tell you better get in here. JJ beating you up. So, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, from the Egyptians to the Mayans, ancient cultures had a grasp on astronomy, mathematics, engineering, medicine, and metallurgy. This would put modern society. Oh, wait, no, that's my opening. Hold up. Let me. Oh, that is my closing. Okay. The ancient Egyptians, for example. Okay, you know what? I think I read all this. I didn't make a close. But let me just close on a freestyle. Ladies and gentlemen, as y'all see, I went through all these different ones. Here, let me show you one more time. I'm just gonna glance over them. All these I was ready. He couldn't handle the questions. I went through optics, metallurgy, geography, botany, zoology, pharmaceuticals, engineering, material science is what really killed them, y'all. Medicine, I could have went through geology, chemistry, biology, physics, mathematics, all of that. But what I'm saying to you, originally I did this because this guy and his platform wants to put down the Ivan Van Sertimas, the Renuka Rashidis. They want to put down the black man and with their accomplishments by uplifting people who came up with scientific racism. He's running around here talking about we monkey chimps. Now we New World monkeys. You stole that from Q. Like I say, me and Lex Vortex, we actually called you and Cedric out for a real debate. You didn't want that. You want to come in here and do this. I never said a word when you were talking, not once. But when it was my turn to speak or Indigenous turn to speak, you start crying because maybe he did call your name. Man, grow up and so what? Have tougher skin. You see what I'm saying? So like I say, I ain't got too much to say. Hey, Killer Priest, I appreciate the opportunity. And like I say, the next person will be Brother Sanchez, and he will crash out just like this brother did. With that being said, People's Champ is out. And subscribe to JJ7000 TV. Shout out to the Lions Den. Hey, we got the real information. I'm out.
All right, fine. There's a shout out. God Killer. Please address us on your departure. You still there? God Killer?
I think he took a break real quick.
Oh, okay. Well, that was a very engaging bill. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Was it technology? Was it science? Is he back? All right. Something to think about, man. Something to think about. Yeah, it got kind of crazy. It turned to a crash course, but that's what happens, man. But you know, just knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, man. It's it gets kind of deep when it gets starting to get personal. That's when it's like, man, it's bad. You know. Anyway, man, hit the subscribe, man. I want to thank both guests anyway, man. Both. He said I didn't put the F on it, but the both.
You're supposed to say both of them.
Yeah, both of them. Yeah. I appreciate the studying though. Anyway, you know, I'm looking at the information and what they was dropping, and I'm really trying to get it. And I know some the audience was trying to figure it out and get it too, man. We was getting close. And then they got personal and stuff like that, man. That's one thing, you know, and I'm not just talking about the audience, but there's a lot of people in the world that's watching, man. So just be cognitive of and aware, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, dropping some science on here, you know what I'm saying? So that's just dope. Science of technology, you know? Crash course. All right, so do we have anybody we want to address? Any super chats before we get to the music?
You mean cut the commercial?
Yeah, let's cut to the commercial. Let's play some brand new stuff. Bring us back to some music, man, or something like that.
Yeah.
Commercial, probably too early. We're gonna cut the commercial break right now. Hey, Dizzle.
Okay.
Each teams has its own character and properties. What is the purpose of breeding? These many teas are grown in nature, all of them. Is there a discernible difference? Yes, once you learn this, you can tell the difference between the teams. But the way I see it is, the tea doesn't judge itself. It's people that judge its grade. Different people choose different things.
Yo, I sip tea with big leaves between thick trees. Feel the wind breeze that brung in bees. Stare at the blue sea. Karate Kid, hooked on Bruce Lee. My dragon fist extends from out my sleeves like a kung fu movie. Flipping over their bullets while they spray their Uzi. Chopsticks for sushi, drop kicks Suzuki's. Charm Lang and Susie. The area look bougie, built like a temple oriental. Let me tell a story simple. The skies are stormy, rain pouring gentle. The more she pulls towards me, the more it's mental. Fist of the North Star, kiss of the soft throb, rosy temples, a mist in the courtyard. Old initials, her robe has symbols, show she's Hindu. Kick from Kenya. Anything I miss, shall I continue? In the spring, the spider is the fly's fate. I train by 8, the crane and the snake. I learn from mistakes, I earn my plate. Being burnt by faith, I'm undeserved with waste. And blood miles with negative traits. You damn mountain to practice human balance. I move in silence. My greatest challenge till I move back to Shaolin. But this tea is Darjeeling. It helps with music talent. And if your mood is violence, it's just smooth and violence. The crown jewel, black tea, relax me. A bluish island. They put me up on per You don't stir, just let it sit. Frankincense and myrrh. I prefer the expert nuts and herbs. Make rhymes with energy words. Wait on waiters to serve. Never let peace be disturbed. A third eye's like the beat of the bird. That screech, observe. Never peak even though your destiny's reach. With rap, I'm a geek, a nerd. Strange happenings at the creek occurred. They said a beast emerged. The sky left the streets. The streets with herds. All this sipping my tea. All this written by me. Priest. On my tea break. On my tea break. On my to you, bro. One to you, bro. One to you, bro.
Yeah, man. Hey, the Lions Den is what we do. Hey, this is what we do. This is what we do to them guys. Especially when we catch them on a neutral platform, ladies and gentlemen. The guy was agreeing with what I said. You were supposed to be providing information about there is no such thing as ancient science. And they just call it, said you bringing real information, ladies and gentlemen. You seen that. I didn't say a word when this guy was talking. Not one. But it felt like, Joe, I'm sorry I had to watch Ankh just, crash out. How you gonna throw names at people? Indigenous, let me let Indigenous call in. Hold up. How you gonna throw names out and then when I clap back, now it's a problem? Hey, you call me a cartoon character Israelite. So your name, you got your name from Malachi York, Ankh a cut. He didn't know we knew this. Let me get Indigenous in here, man. Indigenous, you're gonna have to, we're gonna have to train you to get on screen. You're gonna be more powerful. Yeah, man. Everybody hit that like, share, and subscribe. Ankh, you failed miserably. You come. How you gonna see? He come an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes late because they're scoping out my information to make up rebuttals and stuff. But when you come on there, you basically agreeing with me. Everybody's seen it. Hold up, Indigenous, come on. Let me let Indigenous get it. Yeah, man. All right, go ahead, Indigenous. Go ahead, Indigenous. We on our home base. You there?
I think I just.
Hold up, there you go.
Then we're gonna need you to get on so you can be more powerful. I am the most powerful thing in this community. Cats run from me. They don't want to see because their information gets a D. But and the D stands for you loose fellas out there. The D stands for D, like A, B, C, D. The grade, not the other thing. Loose booties. But yeah, this was an easy word. The stuff that JJ knows about. It made us want to go in on these guys, but you can't let this lie stick around like evolution, like we were allowed the evolution to get into the community, and now it's rooted in. It's so we can't let this lie get started. We can't even let this lie.
Right.
Sprout, Killer Priest, and all of y'all. Appreciate and love y'all, man. Because this is what we got to do. We got to get the truth out.
Yeah, I mean, the show is going good. And then, like I say, I told Killer Priest that he was going to, before this show even started, I told Kyle and the rest of the guys and the other back chats that he's going to come late. So him and Juju can try to listen. Because he said, you heard what he said? I was listening to you for 2 hours. What you doing listening on the outside?
So he can build up. He can build up an argument,
right?
Because he don't know what we coming with. Because we ain't the regular degular like Reggie and them, who he can just jump on the panel with, and because he knows the arguments. He don't know what we come.
Built him. So I show. See, we got him on tape saying, remember the other show we did the other night, Indigenous? And I said, When I said, that's all I need to hear. He said that there was no such thing as ancient science. It's just science. It ain't ancient, it ain't new, it ain't old. Science is science. That's the point. Science is science. Now you can have advancements in science, but these people in modern times, they linked on what the ancestors and the old and some of the people who are not our ancestors, like Chinese and people like that, have already put together. But I kept showing them how they were doing their methods. You have to have understanding of experimentation, testing, and things of that nature to even deal with stuff like irrigation and building. You think they just slapped the pyramid up there? You don't think they did some experimentation before that?
What about that Egyptian blue? They hit him in the mouth. Yeah. That Egyptian blue source that I gave. See, they didn't even know nothing about that. That's something I taught them to. You know, they'll swear to God I didn't teach them nothing, but that's something I taught them to. Because they even asked Reggie about it. He didn't know about it. But that was the synthetic paint, you know, and then that's chemistry. Making paint is chemistry.
Yeah.
You know, all that, you know, making metals in the cuffs or a sword or a necklace or, you know, all that. We said that in the jump. We said that in the jump. He just wants to try to big up these wicked scientists. And this scientific racism, this systemic racism that's in your colleges, that's in, you know, was in the rail yards, that was in the presidency. Woodrow Wilson, for example, you know, was all throughout the system. This systemic racism in your schools with the school to prison pipeline that I beat them up on, you know, stuff like that. Made, you know, like I said, Chief X didn't want that smoke. He ran, just like Unc's been running for years. So, you know, just like I said, that's all I got to do is show the videos and show where I've called him out numerous times, and then the videos where I called him out on other platforms like here or the Lions Den. I mean, on JJ 7000 or here and on Side Netters.
Right.
And he never shows up. So, like I said, I don't get to play the Rainier games. They don't play with me. JJ took on this argument because, like I said, it made him so mad that, you know, I seen it lit a flame up under him, and he's still trying to get the information out.
I'm like, what?
I said,
this
is what we got.
I said, what they saying? I said, what they saying? What?
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
It just
engineering is not science. Mathematics not science. I said that's science, technology, engineering, and mathematics that you needed to build the pyramids with, and also astronomy because they align with. See, so just like I said, and you know, that all of that is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics before the terms were created. That's all it is. Same process. You know,
yeah, I mean,
we say the scientific method. It's the same scientific method to make that Egyptian blue paint, to be able to, you know, make a burial chamber like they had King Tut in, that thing that they show all the time with all that, you know, Egyptian blue on it, and then the gold strips and the way the coffin is made and all that. Embalming is science. Embalming a body is science. It takes science to embalm a body for it to last for thousands of years, ladies and gentlemen. That is science. That is A1 science.
That's correct.
Yep. Because modern science calls human scientists. So if modern science is called Imhotep a scientist, he's ancient Egyptian. See? So these things when he wasn't.
Yeah,
he was denying that there was any ancient science.
Right. And like I say, indigenous. Like he tried to turn the show into a circus, a clown show. Let me give you a little bit of advice. Okay, you can do all that on your platform. You can go on Frankie's platform. He let you learn that from him over there. But when you're going on other people's platform, you want to get new subscribers. You want to promote your brand. That's not the best way. I heard me say, "Oh, you better run." What you mean, bro? You came an hour and a half to 40, almost 2 hours late. No, about an hour and 30 minutes late. That's what
then he comes in calling my name, and then he wants to play the play the victim. You
Right.
won't call me the crazy man. Come in, call the names, and then all of a sudden you want to play the victim when I get to talking.
Yeah. So now they finna try to go over there and do a show, do damage control, and the only people that the only people that's gonna be patting you on the back is your little flunkies. Cedric was in the audience calling me names. Like, you a coward, huh, bro? I done called you out several times. I said, bro, you can debate. I said, me and Lex came over there. I said, me and Lex against y'all two. You didn't want that. He wants to have a conversation.
Jump onto my idea. This nigga's clout chasing. Lex, and like I said, you just running in behind another argument that I created.
I mean,
JJ wasn't
for 10 years, bro. I've been dealing with Uncle them for a long time. He been dealing with him.
Yeah, but don't try to come in and join in on just like with the evolution and eugenics and all that stuff, man. Don't, please don't. Because like I said, wasn't none of y'all talking like I was talking. Wasn't none of y'all putting the information out there like I was putting it out there. I don't care what you say.
You got to learn how to jump. You're gonna have to learn. Listen, for them, I'm just being honest. We're gonna have to figure out how to get you on here, man. Because that's their advantage over you. See, they don't have that advantage over me. Like I say, and then you see when I was going through my sources. Oh no, hold on, I just want to have a nah, bro. It ain't your turn to speak. So, like I said, I'm glad.
I can go live for live, timestamp for timestamp, year for year. If you were saying this stuff 5 years ago, like I was in my first presentation, then you got it. But if you can't prove that, I don't want to hear your mouth is regurgitating my information. Period.
Well, you know, I would even. I mean, I would say they may take. I wouldn't, because if they regurgitating the information, they would be sounding just like you. You have never heard them once say anything about material science. I brought that out tonight. They wasn't prepared. The Egyptians, the Babylonians, the Chinese, whatever list I had on the Mesopotamians, Sumerians, they all were dealing with material science in ancient times. That killed them.
And JJ has done this in his last couple of days, y'all. We've been presenting, you know, my first when I did the first presentation. What was that? Probably a couple of days ago. Probably about 5 days ago. So JJ's got all this information in the last couple of days. I read about, you know, how they, you know, were very influential in helping Europe become what it is today. You know,
that's a fact.
The facts that you know, like I said, you know, the stuff that they did and they implemented that were, you know, they were saying 99% of them were illiterate, but they'll say that the Egyptians were illiterate. Oh, they were goat herders.
Right.
They were, you know, that's what they say. They say that they were illiterate. Like Jabari said that the Hyksos didn't have a language.
Wow.
And he didn't believe that they had any type of writing system, and they were illiterate. But in the Stele of Komos, which I beat Ankh up on 8 years ago, him and Garfield didn't know nothing about, which is in the Luxor Museum right now as we speak, if you want to look it up. But the Stele of Komos, which says that he intercepted letters coming from the Hyksos going to the Nubians. So if they couldn't read and they didn't have no form of writing, how did Komos intercept them letters from the Hyksos going to the Nubians, ladies and gentlemen? I called Jabarian a lie. He won't admit it, and he won't apologize for telling it. But yeah, anyway, that's how easy it is. These guys don't want to smoke, period. They regurgitate my information. I bring new stuff into the community every time I talk, and they want to come right in behind it and get involved. And that could be Mr. Me Too up in this piece. Oh, yeah, me too. I need it. Me too. No, man. Save it. Because I've been saying it for years, and I can show you the live streams where I did it. Period. I don't need to argue with you no more. It's as simple as that. and I've been saving you by not showing the live streams. I've been doing you a favor by doing that, but you call me pseudo and call me names and stuff. I'm coming in. Oh, you got the crazy man on the phone. And he's talking all this. He ain't don't got no acting like he ain't ever dealt with me before. I could just show 5 years ago where I was busting him into the white meat on the vaccines, on eugenics and Margaret Sanger, because they was bigging up Margaret Sanger and Darwin. He's still bigging up Darwin. They dropped Margaret Sanger quick though. Once they found that she was connected to eugenics by indigenous black man. See, but before that, they was bigging her up. So, like I said, this has just been going on for years, where I've been correcting this dude, and then he'll take my information because he can't beat it, and he'll join it to his madness.
Yeah, let me say something.
And that's Ankh. Period.
Yeah, let me say something, Digit. It's bad, Ankh, when you start. When you first come in, you actually killed yourself, but you went back in time. You went back in time, bro. You weren't supposed to do that. You were supposed to show us where all of this started. All of us were educated by these Europeans. All this started. What was that? What century? 18th, something like that. 17, 18. All this stuff.
18. That's 1701 to 1800, y'all. 1701. Linnaeus got hold of it.
Hey, Karima, is you there? Let me share my screen.
Because this Carl Linnaeus. That's when he got a hold of it, and it started the monkey madness. It wasn't Darwin. It was Carl Linnaeus. And even our brother, how one of the monkeys' names was Lucifer. And that's where we get the binomial nomenclature. That's why we call ourselves by two names. So like Homo erectus, that's why we use those two names, because it comes from the Greek too, like Philo and Sophia. Philo, philosophy. I mean, it's two Greek words, Philo and Sophie. And then Philo means love, and then Sophie means Sophia. They call it wisdom, but it means Sophia. Okay.
Yeah. Can you see my screen?
They get it from. They get that, and then he takes it and he calls it binomial nomenclature, and starts classifying us by using two words.
Goodness, can y'all see my screen? Can y'all see my screen?
Not yet.
You're supposed to show us where all.
Not yet.
Maybe. Let me know that. Maybe Karima stepped off. But I went through all different sciences. I didn't really get to show them all. I had to speed through it because I knew he was gonna come on and mess up the show. I knew he was. Unc, you were agreeing with me. Oh, there we go. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. All right, so let's go through a few more that I didn't get to present, because of distractions. So we going through all these sciences and different, So look, geography, right? Is a study of the Earth's physical and human environments, including the relationship between people, places, and cultures. Ancient civilizations such as Egypt, Mesopotamia, India, and China make significant contributions to the development of geography. They developed the understanding of the Earth's shape, size, and features, and made major advances in the study of cartography, navigation, and exploration. The ancient geographers used a range of techniques, including what? Observation, measurement, and calculation to develop geographical concepts and solve problems. They developed theories on Earth's origin, including the concept of ecosphere, and understand the importance of climate, terrain, and natural resources in shaping human societies. They go to scientific method that they use. See, you and Cedric, y'all want what they call it? Methodological naturalism. Naturalism is the only way that you can really do science. Without that, all this, bro, it's a lie. It just sounds good. You see, look, the scientific method that they use. Look, like I said, they developed the geographers involved observing natural phenomena, developing hypotheses and theories and testing them through experimentation and observation. Isn't that science? Isn't that science, y'all? Oh, I got a cramp.
It's true nature versus nature of man. That's what it is. And the willingness to be above and to push that narrative around worldwide, even enough to destroy libraries and then replenish them with their works and having eugenics and all that up in it. Replacing the true wisdom with the BS isms, y'all.
Okay.
Y'all might get that one day.
Okay, let me keep going. Okay, man, I had got a cramp. So, yeah. So the ancient, when you got ancient geographers also developed a range of geographical techniques, including the use of surveying, mapping, and cartography to represent and understand the world. They use geographical knowledge to create a range of products. See, look at this, y'all, including maps, atlases, and travel guides. But let them tell you, the Europeans started all this. So modern geography has built upon the ancient knowledge of geography. See, all of this is tied up, all this modern stuff, they went back and looked. Using advanced techniques and technologies to develop new geographical concepts to solve complex problems. The ancients' understanding of the Earth's physical and human environments has been used to develop modern geography, including the study of human environment, interactions, spatial analysis, and geographic information systems, GIS. The ancient geographic contribution to geography has been profound impact on modern science. Let me say that again, because I know you're probably peeking in. Let me blow that up for you.
The Egyptian blue is one of them. The paint, it says that they were just still affecting modern science to this day.
Yeah, look at this, y'all. The ancient geographers' contributions to geography has been a profound impact on modern science and technology. For example, ancient Greeks understanding the Earth's shape and size has been used to develop modern. Okay, so modern navigation. Okay, he got Greeks in there, but there was other people before them. In terms of methodology, ancient geographers use a combination of observation, measurement, and calculation to develop geographical concepts. And then he tried to say I didn't have no sources. So the ancient knowledge of geography has been used to advance modern science in many ways. You see what I'm saying? Urban planning. The ancients understood of human environment interactions, environmental management, navigation, and exploration. I kept hitting them with the Cambridge History of Science. This is in the Cambridge History of Science, edited by David C. Lindbergh. The Oxford Handbook of History of Science. I kept hitting them with that. Then you got the ancient Indians. In particular, make significant contributions to the development. He started, oh man, what is that? That ain't no. Remember, he kept interrupting me. That ain't no source. So then I'm showing him right here. You lied. I've been showing this through the whole presentation. I mean, his feelings was hurt. He's making this little threat. Don't you ever call me? No, man. No, bro. You look. You threw out the first punch, and I got this from Kramer. Kramer said there is no levels when it comes to disrespect. You wouldn't be quiet. You kept over talking. We sat back and just was quiet the whole time you came up there. You came an hour and a half late because I know what you was doing. I already told them this is what you was going to do. The ancient Chinese also made significant contributions to the development of geography. They developed the concepts of the Tianaxia, which described the world as a single unified entity. They also developed sophisticated understandings of, hold up, y'all, navigation, including the use of the compass and other instruments to navigate the seas. The ancient Mesopotamians, on the other hand, developed a sophisticated understanding of the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, including the use of irrigation systems and other technologies to manage and control the water flow. You want to say something real quick, Indigenous?
I'm just mad.
But why? Don't be mad.
I got cut off.
What?
And I want revenge.
What's that? We're gonna have to see.
But no, look.
You can't be mad. We won.
I got to where they first used the term race. I'm saying African race in Lagos. That was Gomez de Zazura. And then I got to the once I got to the Papal Bulls, And I heard him and Dr. Mayado over there regurgitating here recently. Oh, you know about the Papa Bulls, you know. And mostly in this community, they talk about intercartel. You know, that's the one in 1493.
Let's go to chemistry.
Right.
When you're done.
But, you know, like I said, they wasn't bringing up dumb verses, and they wasn't bringing up Roman pontifex, and they wasn't equating them to the transatlantic African slave trade. And when they bring up those other two, they got that from me, because I've been saying it for years. You know, so, and that's as far as I got. I got cut off.
Well, yeah, they got an advantage.
I got called a crazy. I got called a crazy man when everything that I was saying was the honest to God's truth. So you can mark me however you want. It don't. I don't. You know, I'll even joke myself, so it don't bother me if you call me names. But at the same time, it just shows that you don't want the truth to be out there either. You was really throwing a fit when I was talking, try to shut me up and get Killah Priest on your side.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good.
So let me get to some of these ones I didn't get to. Chemistry. Because remember, he's saying that they didn't know nothing about this. It's a study of composition, properties, and reactions of matter. Ancient civilizations, here we go again. So Egypt, Mesopotamia, India, China make significant contributions to the development of chemistry. They develop an understanding, and this cramp won't go away, man. I gotta drink more water.
Takes paint to make Egyptian blue, to make the first synthetic paint ever. It takes chemistry to do that, and yeah, that's a process. That takes a process. It's a scientific process. You got to know what you're doing from the beginning to the end. And Ankh is trying to pretend like these people just got lucky.
Right. Yep.
So let that sink in. They just got lucky. They didn't have science. They just had the technologies. You need science to create the technology. Ankh is talking, just rambling, and ain't saying nothing. And I'm sorry, but you know, the ones who it doesn't seem like there's a lot of people who just can't understand. You know, I don't know. You know, I'm talking about you know, with the people in there that follows them, not us, y'all. I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about the people that follow every word and follow him behind him blindly and going to follow his path, which is, you know, to me, it was end up in hell.
See, but look, because they say that you wasn't bringing out like stuff for us to read, and that's why I said we got to get you. We're gonna have to teach you how to get on here.
So they can't find out that it says Imhotep is a scientist.
I mean,
they can't understand when I say that it takes science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and astronomy to align the pyramids with Orion's belt and to create them. Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And they didn't just get lucky and make the Sphinx. That they knew the process from the beginning of what they were doing once they got the rocks to make it to the end point. And that's what they came up with, the Sphinx. So they knew what they was doing. Right. And it took science to do it. Right. All of that. So that's just, it's an ignorant conversation. And like I said, I can't even understand how anybody could be blinded and be that slow to think that this is not science.
Well, listen, we are trying to reach people who's in the gray area, and then we're also talking to like-minded people when we're talking. Some people just have their mind set. Some people are just fanboys and fangirls. They don't care how wrong Unc West or any of these people that they like. They're not going to listen to the opposition. But I kept bringing up the scientific method because that's all what they say, right? So the scientific method was used by chemists involving what? Observation, natural phenomena. I kept bringing this up. Look, developing hypotheses and theories. They want to say, no, this didn't happen in ancient time. It only happened recently. And testing them through experimentation and observation. They developed laboratory techniques such as what? Distillation, calcination, and fermentation, which were used to extract and purify metals, minerals, and other substances. The ancient chemists also developed a range of chemical instruments, including crucibles, flash, steels, that were used to heat and mix separate substances.
You have to know what temperature to smelt it at in order to burn the impurities off, ladies and gentlemen.
And look at this. Look at it. I kept bringing this up.
Chemistry.
Right. Hold up. Yeah, but like I said, I kept bringing the sources up: the history of the Cambridge History of Science, the Oxford Handbook of History of Science, the Chemistry, a very short introduction by Peter Atkins. I mean, what more? I mean, it's to the point where if you keep showing them that and they don't catch it, it's because they don't want to catch it. Like I said, I didn't get to medicine. I did get to material science. I didn't get to engineering. I didn't get to I think pharmacology, but he was there to distract. But let me just read something else, and we're gonna end it. We're gonna let because I'm getting sleepy. Hold up, and then we're gonna. But like I say, Unc, you did bad. If anybody believed that Unc did something, I seen somebody ask, this got to be one of his flunkies. Then you just in there cheering and not really trying to learn. So like I said, let me go to medicine. Let me go to medicine. Go ahead, say something real quick. I know you want to say. Go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to say that we showed that even Unc attributes modern science to 1500 AD, y'all.
Yeah.
Okay. 1500 AD is what he put in that video.
Yep.
Okay. Now, it's like I told him, at the height of Cordova, Spain, it was the most modern city in Europe. This was when the Moors come in and took over Spain in 711 to about, 1400. They say to 1500, but I would say till 1400s, maybe 1300s. But, they took over for like 600 to 800 years, right? The Moors did. Okay, we're talking about the Moors here. Now, at its height, Cordova, the heart of Moorish territory in Spain, was the most modern city in Europe. The streets were well paved with raised sidewalks for pedestrians. During the night, 10 miles of streets were illuminated with lamps. This was hundreds of years before there were paved streets in Paris or a street lamp in London. Cordova had 900 public baths. All right, now, the Great Mosque, Cordova, is one of the architectural wonders of the world, and the Spanish tried to destroy it. Education was universal in Moorish Spain, available to all in Christian and to all. While in Christian Europe, 99% of the population were illiterate, and even kings could neither read nor write.
Yeah, that was a good point.
At that time, Europe had only 2 universities. The Moors had 17 great universities. These were located in Almeria, Cordova, Granada, Juan, Malaga, Silva, and Toledo, and one more. In the 10th and 11th centuries, this is 900 to 1100 AD. In the 10th and 11th centuries, public libraries in Europe were non-existent, right? While Moorish Spain could boast of more than 70, of which one in Cordova housed 600,000 manuscripts. Wow. There were no libraries in Europe. While when Spain takes over Morocco, they bring in 70 libraries. Okay, this is these people are these people are teaching these people how to bathe, how not to be scared of fire, how not to be scared of water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is what's going on here. So this is before his modern science.
Facts.
And this is the Moors teaching them. So this is even more modern terms. We didn't have to go to Egypt. We didn't have to go back and forth. We could just go to the Moors and show how they gave them science.
Yeah, we had to go back because, like I said, they're discrediting.
Right. We're gonna cover it all. You already know that. We gonna hit it. That's why I said they couldn't take it, JJ. You're hitting them from your angle, and I'm hitting them from the other angle, just making them think. Come on, man. It's like I said. And these guys, they can't take it. Use common sense. That it took science, engineering, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and, like I said, astronomy to create the pyramids.
Right.
It took all of that to create the Sphinx. Mm-hmm. It took all of that to create Egyptian blue. It took all of that to create the bow and arrow, man.
Yeah.
It's that easy. Science, What do you call it, JJ? What I said was, JJ, when you fire the aerodynamics? Mm-hmm. how much tensile strength to pull back and to be able to use that bow to kill and it create it from the beginning to the end and use it and hunt with it and kill something to know it works.
Right.
They knew the process to making that. That's science. I mean, it's sad. Yeah. It's sad, Unc. It's sad.
Yep. Let me get this in. So the medicine, so medicine is a study of practice of healing and health. Ancient civilizations such as Egypt, Mesopotamia, India, and China make significant contribution to the development of medicine. They develop an understanding of human anatomy. Right? Look at this, y'all. Physiology and pathology are made major advances in the diagnosis, treatment, and prevention of diseases. Let's keep going. The ancient physicians use a range of techniques, including what? Remember your observation. This is science. Observations, experimentation, and classification to develop medical concepts to solve problems. They develop theories of diseases, including a concept for the four humors, right? And that is blood, phylgem, yellow bile, and black bile, and understood the importance of diet, exercise, and lifestyle to maintain health. Let's keep going. Here go the scientific methods. They say that they didn't know nothing about.
Wait a minute. Understanding how to eat to stay healthy, that's science.
That's what I'm saying. But
gardening is science, but to know how to eat and how to make your gut, align and, and everything align right and, eat for health, that's science, bro.
So look at this. The scientific method. Remember, they always throwing that up? Look at this. The scientific method used by ancient physicians involved what? Observing patients, developing hypotheses and theories, and testing. Yeah, you can't get around this. Testing them through experimentation and observation, right?
That's the scientific method, right?
That's the scientific method.
Without being called that because they weren't using those terms back then. That's all they got. That is all they got because they're using the scientific method. That's what we call it in English today. That's exactly what they're using.
But what kills them is, like I say, look, they had apothecary jars, which were used to diagnose and treat diseases. The ancient physicians also developed a range of medical technologies, including surgery, pharmacology, and acupuncture. They use medical knowledge to treat ranges of diseases, including infections, injuries, and chronic conditions. How can y'all just say these people were primitive? Look at this. Now, watch this.
Goat herders. Primitive goat herders who are illiterate. Yeah.
Right. Look, modern medicine. Look, here it is again. You keep saying modern. Modern medicine has built upon what, Ankh? Ancient knowledge of medicine, using advanced techniques and technology to develop new medical concepts. I mean, this is just easy. It's repetitive. And then, like I said, the ancient knowledge of medicine has been used to advance modern science in many ways, including pharmacology. That's the ancient understanding of medicinal plants and chemical compounds have been used to develop modern medicines and treatment. Surgery. The ancients understood the human anatomy and surgical techniques. Epidemiology. The ancients understanding of disease patterns and outbreaks has been used to develop what? Modern epidemiology and public health practices. I mean, this is just too easy. And then here go the references again, y'all. Here go
that papyrus you brought up, the Edward Smith papyrus.
Yeah, but he could have. He lied and said.
And the Eber papyrus.
Right.
There's two of them right there.
He kept lying to my.
Those are head busters. That's ancient science, brother.
Yeah, he kept lying and saying that we weren't bringing this up. Cambridge, Oxford, the medicine of very short introduction by William Bynum. He didn't want me to keep bringing this out. Like I said, this is repetitive. Here's the remaining bullet points. I had material science, engineering, pharmacology, zoology, botany, geography, meteorology, and optics. I mean, we ain't got to say no more. They just. He came on as a distraction. He came on cussing, and he came on just being a wild Negro. That's what he did. So let me just show one more thing. We're gonna get up out of here.
And remember, they got some of these terms from the different peoples that were, you know, the algebra and stuff like, you know, different words. I think they came from the Arabs.
Yeah, I didn't get.
They used.
I didn't get to get to
You
the.
get that part?
Yeah, no, I didn't get to the Sumerian clock. It was a whole bunch of stuff. Like I say, man.
Yeah.
He So yeah, man, this was easy, and I knew he was gonna crash out, and he wanted me to crash out with him. He wanted me to keep over talking, and then, like I said, Killer Priest, it was him, not me. Oh, you know, he said y'all. No, Unc was I didn't say a word, and didn't say a word when this dude was talking. So, man, y'all see what it is. They can't mess with Lions Den. It's just we above them because we not no yes men. We gonna check each other out. We gonna, you know what I'm saying? I don't agree with everything, and did just say he don't agree with everything of what I say. That's just what it is. But they got a whole bunch of yes men's over there, and any new concept that he come up with, they all agree. Let's see, Priest, aka Shamarava, is all up in the building. Where at? We have the CEO JJ bringing Virgo energy and indigenous black man bringing fire. Yeah, baby Hebrew, they know what happened. I don't know if you've seen the whole thing, but it was embarrassing on their end. And
thank you, baby Hebrew. I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, but
you know, like I said, look, JJ, the reign of the Moors, you know, the Moors horses, you know, what they did there. What we're dealing with now today, we know is systemic racism, and has gone through Cambridge, Harvard, and Yale. It went through Georgetown. It was in the railroad. It was in the schools, still is in the schools, school to prison pipeline. You know, it's in the government. It's all systemic racism. What we're dealing with this Western. You know, instead of calling it modern, like I said, let's call it what it is. Let's call it Western science. That's their science. That's the going away from God during the Age of Enlightenment, going away from God and putting your faith into science. And they have a belief, atheists have a belief, and their God is themselves, okay? Mm-hmm. So, yes, it's easy work, Joe.
Yeah, so Karima, we're going to get up out of here, and you know, y'all know what it is. Y'all seen what happened. Hey, look, Lions Den come on top again, like we always do. You know what I'm saying? Hey, People's Champ, Indigenous Black Man. Hey, we did what we had to do. We go on the road, kick ass, and take names later. These guys will be scared to come. They be scared to come up in the den. You know, they know what's gonna happen. That's why I say we road warriors. So, Sister Karima, let's go ahead and get up out of here. And there's gonna be my next victim over there will be Brother Sanchez, which is Jesus is the serpent in the garden. I've already dealt with Nepal on that, but see, he kind of took your lie and made it a bigger lie. So I got to deal with him. That being said, man,
thank you, Karima. Thank you, Karima.
We out of here. Peace and blessings. We love you. Stay tuned for more real information coming soon. Says Karima, I might have to.
Hey, let me say this real quick. Yeah, keep y'all seeing how you grass so stop lying to my people. Like I said, y'all, I mean, this is easy work, you know what I'm saying? So all we got to do is put on a thing of cats and stop allowing these knuckleheads to guide us in the wrong direction without just taking make false prophets out here. And that's what I'm calling them. So, false prophets.
Yeah. So, yeah, Silk, man, I don't know if you've seen the whole thing, man, but go back, man. Pseudo Killers got destroyed. And I knew he was gonna do that. Show up an hour and a half late because he's studying what he's trying to scrambling and scraping. You see what I'm saying? Ducking and diving, slipping and sliding. Then gonna try to come in, and then when he came in, you actually was agreeing with me. You supposed to be like, no, none of this is happening. All this start in the modern times. So yeah, you felt miserably, and you're right. I don't even have to call you out no more. You're not even on my level, bro. You still.
What happened to it was just technology. In engineering and mathematics, it's just he said it was just technology. They were just using technology. They didn't have science. Yeah. What happened to all that talk? You know why we did this? You know, I would have liked to show this first, but you know we haven't technical difficulty that day. But we're
Peace,
going to get it
Water
out.
Blue.
We will show where you were saying it. That's all we got to do.
Yep. Peace, Water Blue plus Beats, Ancient Scribe in the building. Who else peeking around? Chris Moon, Doug, aka Bar. Peace to you. Peace to who else in here? Dr. USA, which is Baby Hebrew. Yeah, so the real we know what we did. Hey, we showed up and we showed out dummies, liars, and then we got Yash in the building. I see you, Yash. But yeah, let's get up out of here, man.
Hey, y'all noticed JJ took all the credit too. He didn't put my name in the damn title with his black ass.
Bro, come on, dude.
But no, I appreciate and love you, JJ.
Yeah, bro. I mean,
and like I said, I thank you, Baby Hebrew. And you know, I mean, it's a big opportunity.
Yeah, but I'm taking all the credit. It was all JJ, and I brought you on. Put everybody, Ankh, Cedric, Juju, JJ, Silk, Karima. I mean, that's too long of a damn title, you know. And then, like I said, I went over there and called them out. I'm calling them out. You know what I'm saying? I brought you to the table, family. That should be, you know.
That's what I said. I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Come on, man. I was
just messing with you, man.
I don't take no credit for nothing.
Take your blood pressure medicine.
You the one that got mad. You and Ankh up here arguing like some goddamn crazies. You see, I told
you it would light a fire up on you when I brought it to you, JJ. I knew it was going to. That's why I brought it to you, because you can debate it. I can't. See what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I mean, we working together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But like I said, you was the one who took it up. Because, and just like all these people, when you type that, we have too much of that going on. Yeah. You know, you sit on the panels with people and you believe in God, but you'll sit there and let them talk about God like a dog, and you won't defend God.
Yeah.
Pastor Bennett was running his mouth. Oh, you been talking greasy. Yeah, well, you ain't been talking enough. Read from the Bible and stop running your mouth. Give them scriptures and stop giving them your opinion. That's what we need. We don't need to hear from you. You up there running your mouth and arguing and debating. It says not to do that in the Bible anyway. But anyhow, like I said, I did that on Apostles' presentation, showing where it says not to debate and all that stuff, and get into those type of conversations, But anyway, like I said, these guys they swear that they Christians or Hebrews or whatever it is, and they'll sit there and let these people lie, talk about evolution. They'll try to even add evolution in their story just to appease these guys, just to be friends. Nigga, you worthless. You a false prophet your damn self.
Yeah. I probably got to call Sister Karima.
I'll say I love y'all.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll say I love y'all. Keep y'all's head high and your grab slow and stop lying to my people, because I ain't going to let you. All right. Thank you, JJ. Love you, brother.
I love you too, we out. I might have to wake Karima up. Let me see. But yeah, man, let me call Sister Karima time. It's over. This was easy. It's the same tactic. Coming late, you're supposed to be there on time, which I'm glad he did, because the whole show would have been messed up if he showed up on time about it. Because look how he acted when he got there. Yeah, look how he acted when he got there. Yeah, we out of here. Another victim on the goddamn Lions Den wall, like Brother Sanchez. You next. I'm not even going to time with that shoe. He don't. So, let me call Sister Karima so we can get up out of here. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate support. Y'all seen the two different levels of information, and then how you gonna get up there? How you gonna get up there and agree with me, man? Come on, man. That was bad. Let me see, Sister Karima. I love you. Up out of here. He said, like, the video in the dummies. That's your wild. It's just cool. Wrap it up. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? It's correct. I don't know my phone.